Listen it to our.
All right, here we are, HellaBass live, and depending on where you're watching, Punch Fishing live. We're multicasting. I think is that the term we'll go with, multicasting.
HellaBass live, and
Brian's got his volume on. First time. He's new at this, I mean, it's not like we've done this, as a tradition.
I had a window buried behind a window.
But yeah, lots of people are piling in here, which is awesome to see. Coyote Powers, that's a sweet name. Darius checking in from Kentucky. Dustin Taylor. Victor says happy Thanksgiving. Yep, hopefully everybody's got some good plans for tomorrow. Yeah, should be a fun one tonight. Exciting. It looks like I got a good connection according to what it's telling me here.
I'm excited.
Hopefully there's a lot of people that can jump on tonight and they're not, driving to Mima's house and, through the river, over the river and through the woods. And
I think this is the night in the holiday where most people are tying on a drink and taking a breather for the night until the craziness tomorrow.
What's up, Bateman?
Bateman, what's going on?
Bateman is going to be streaming tomorrow night. So after you're just completely stuffed, you can't move. You're laying on the couch. The football games are over. You can flip on the Bateman. He's going to continue the Black Friday preview and all that kind of stuff.
After the Vikings have beat the Patriots.
Hopefully. I'm not confident because we're not playing at noon. And when we don't play at noon, things typically don't go our way.
That's a very fair point.
So no, you see that I can see all the chats. Brian can see all the chats, but you can see, like, if I put it up on the screen, everybody sees it no matter where they're watching. But if you're on Facebook, you only see Facebook chat. If you're on Punch's channel, you're only seeing his chat. And in my chat, you're only seeing my chat.
Yeah, we can see all.
What's going on, Andrew?
All right, we got some Omnia.
Got himself a Bantam today. Was that in person, or did you order it in a sale, Jay, or what's?
I got one of those. The new Bantam A's or B's or whatever they're calling the new ones. It's a sick reel.
David, I want to know what the meatball splash is. You talked about it earlier, and I don't know what it is. So let us know. He said earlier in the pre-show, having a meatball splash waiting for the live. So, Gravy, you are about 3 minutes and 6 seconds late. So you're pretty much right on time.
I'm going to crack open a beverage now.
There we go. So let's hear it if everybody's kind of got their turkey day. They got their turkey in the brine. They've got their sides prepped. Hopefully you're trying to relax. I've got the Kraken and Diet Dr. Thunder as usual.
Do you ever not have that drink? That's like your go-to.
I had a Coors Light before as a pregame. I saw you had a cooler of pretentious beers, so that's good.
I'm not a pretentious beer guy. I'm just going through what's in my fridge. Dude, I love a Coors or a Miller Lite. I am not a beer snob. I will drink a beer. I don't care what it is. But this is Digital Wizard. I've never had this. Mango Pale Ale. I'll take a snooty beer or I'll take a Busch Light. I don't really care. I'm the least snobby drinker.
Sure.
And this thing just opened up and got fizz everywhere.
Yeah. Is that a JDM beer?
It's local, man. Little Minnesota company.
There we go. So, kind of set the stage. People are pouring in. Looks like YouTube finally sent out some notifications and people are kind of coming in now. So, we're going to talk a little bit of turkey, a little bit of Thanksgiving just for fun. It's topical. I got a poll up on how do people like their turkey for Thanksgiving. So, leading, which is surprising me, 46% roasted, just like Mima did it, which is my least favorite way to have turkey. I mean, it's okay, but like there are better ways to make it. I mean, if you do it correctly, it can be good, but I feel like it's the least foolproof way to make a good turkey.
It's easy, quote unquote.
Yeah.
To be honest,
I'm not make sure it reaches temperature, but it's the hardest to maintain moisture in your turkey.
Right. Remember, do people still use the turkey bags? the roasting bags? Remember, those were like super popular for a long time. Do people still use those?
I have a good story about my mother-in-law who used a roasting bag for a ham at Christmas or Easter, and it turned out it wasn't a roasting bag and it was just a plastic bag, and it melted to the turkey or the ham.
Whoa, really? That is a good story. Like, wouldn't that melt and burn? Maybe not.
Yeah, so it was like, oh, maybe outside, and we're like, no, we're not eating. We're not eating that.
Oh my gosh, that is funny.
And then 30% are going with smoked, which is my preferred method. 20% fried, and then 6% ham. So I thought the ham would actually be a higher percentage because like, oh, I'm not really a turkey person. Like,
yeah, I will agree. Ham is a superior bird. Ham is superior to turkey in all ways. My dad deep fries turkey, and it's pretty good. You get all the crunchy bits, and I don't know. I'm not passionate one way or other.
And
I don't
brine it, put it on the smoker, pellet grill. That's what I'm talking about. Spatchcock is a good option.
Smoked turkey is excellent, but yeah, that whole briny, like it's a long process to smoke a turkey to do it. You know what I mean? Like it's a multi-day effort.
Yep. But the brine is kind of key, regardless if you're roasting or smoking. I don't know if brining is a great idea when you deep fry because I think you're putting too much moisture in there, and then I think I've never fried a turkey, but I would imagine that could be troublesome.
I am not a turkey cooking expert. I've cooked maybe 2 turkeys.
So I didn't really like give you time to prep for this, but what are your, like, let's say 2 or 3 gotta have Thanksgiving sides, and then your favorite dessert?
Yeah, gotta have sides, 100%.
Like,
ooh. Is it me? We're getting some flakiness here.
I'm good.
I don't know if it's me. Gotta have sides. Mashed potatoes and gravy are mashed potatoes and gravy, 100%. Certain kinds of stuffing. Some stuffing's good, some stuffing's not good. I don't know. Stuffing comes in a lot of different styles and variations. So if it's good stuffing, I'm all about the stuffing, mashed potatoes and gravy. And I am a sucker for green bean casserole. Like green bean, anything baked green bean casserole, I will eat a ton of that. So what about you?
Well, I am getting a little bit of actually, let me so somebody must know what spatchcock is. I'll answer that.
I don't know what spatchcock is. What is that?
So we all can suck less at making turkeys. Spatchcock is basically, it's kind of like butterflying a turkey, where basically you split the breastbone and you open it up so it lays flat.
Okay, yeah. It's like a cooking technique.
Yeah, you got to split it and then lay it flat, so it's almost like you're butterflying, like you'd butterfly a pork chop or something like that. So instead of having, and then it makes it more even. It cooks even. It cooks faster. It's easier to get an even temp, so you can cook the dark meat and the white meat at a more even and you know.
So like an actual trained cook would do that, like someone who knows what they're doing, or has like done any amount of
hard. You literally just split it half and half and just crack. It's almost like if you ever deer hunt, like
yeah,
like splitting the rib cage and then. So I would say my traditional mashed potatoes and gravy. My mom's wild rice stuffing.
Ooh,
love that. And then probably like a cheesy hash brown.
Cheesy hash browns are very Is that something everybody eats, or is that kind of a Midwest thing? Is like a big thing of cheesy hash
Probably
browns?
more Midwest.
Like, are people outside of the Midwest tuned into the cheesy hash browns that are baked in the?
I think
in the
if you
oven?
go like outside the Midwest, you're going to get more mac and cheese, less cheesy hash browns. But that's speculation.
Interesting. Yeah, cheesy hash browns are solid. We actually have those more around Christmas for some reason. Like when we have Christmas dinners, like someone brings the cheesy hash browns. It's not really so common in Thanksgiving.
And then I guess I do a good green bean casserole or a broccoli bake.
Broccoli bake. That's a good. Yeah, broccoli is excellent. I'm a big broccoli fan.
Broccoli bake's almost like it's almost like part casserole, part cheesy or hash browns, but it's kind of a broccoli.
Right. And in Minnesota, someone always brings some bullshit salad. That's not a salad. It's like something in Jello or
like a macaroni noodle salad or a Jello salad or a 7-layer salad which has like peas and like
the term salad is very very fluid. Something that's served in a Lutheran basement potluck is those kind of salads.
Yeah, so we got some interesting ones: collard greens and neck bones, deep fried broccoli and cauliflower.
Nice.
Gravy says no cheese hash browns down there. Funeral potatoes.
Funeral potatoes. That's so true. In the food you get.
Nice thing about good mashed potato and gravies is if somebody overcooks the turkey, the gravy, you just mix it in with your mashed potatoes and gravy, and it just all goes down. So
yes, you can cover up crappy turkey with pouring a lot of gravy on it. That's the pro move.
And then I guess with dessert.
Dessert is easy for me because the king of desserts for either Thanksgiving or Christmas is the pecan pie. Like nothing tops the pecan pie. That is
you were gonna say
that's Mount Everest for me. What's that?
Yep. Yeah. My mother-in-law makes a pretty mean pecan pie. She brings her West Virginia heritage, and we have some pecan pie.
Pumpkin pie is horseshit. I don't like pumpkin pie whatsoever. It's junk. If the only way you can make
pie that's not pumpkin.
I like a lot of different pies, but pumpkin, if you have to put a ton of whipped cream on it to make it edible, it's not a good pie.
If
someone said their favorite dessert is
diaper, it's
yeah. So your connection is definitely chopping. Your kid streaming movies right now?
Maybe. We're getting to the bottom of this.
We're getting a little bit of
I disconnected my extra camera to see if that would help. Also, like my computer I use was required to install a bunch of other bloatware on it, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But
yeah, we're getting good content.
Yeah, so I'll take an apple pie. I'll take a pecan pie would be my first choice. Any kind of fruit pie.
Fruit pies are good.
Pie, but anything but pumpkin pie.
I'm kind of a sucker for French silk pie. I could literally eat an entire French silk pie by myself. Like, it's like some people can eat a whole bag of Doritos. I can eat an entire French silk pie in like one sitting, unsolicited, if I had to.
All right. Hopefully we can turn a few things off, turn some things down here. So hopefully that helps things out here.
So if you guys could all hit like so we can feed the algorithm gods on YouTube here and get this pumped up a little bit. I know we got almost 100 people in here. So yeah, if everyone can just smash the like button, that would be awesome. It helps feed the YouTube algorithm. That would be great. What kind of pie? Fruit pies. I pretty much like all fruit pies. There's not many a fruit pie I have tried that I'm not like
a strawberry rhubarb.
I'll eat strawberry rhubarb. Yeah. Mincemeat is still a thing too. You can find those once in a while.
David says he likes pumpkin pie without whipped cream.
You savage.
Ugh.
That's pumpkin pie without whipped cream. That's impressive. If it has really good crust, maybe that's like doable.
Yeah, you could eat the crust and throw the filling away.
Heck, I can down 3 bags of Doritos. Yeah, I can eat a whole Baker Square French salad pie in one sitting if I want to. Okay, yeah, your quality is better now.
All right. There's something about the consistency of flan and rice pudding that I can't get behind.
Rice pudding is excellent. I don't think I've had good flan before, so I don't really know if I like it or not. Oh, cheesecake, of course.
Oh, yeah.
How do we?
I mean, I would say it's tradition, but I'll never say no to a cheesecake.
No, cheesecake is amazing.
I would say we probably more likely have cheesecake at Christmas than Thanksgiving. Yep, we're hating on the pumpkin pie.
Do you like my Garth Brooks koozie? I don't know where I found this. It was just in our cupboard. I'm not a Garth Brooks fan, but we have a Garth Brooks koozie.
Future guest, Maddie. He'll be on December 1st, I think. All right. I'm kind of getting hungry again.
I know, right? That's tomorrow. You get pumped up for tomorrow.
Yeah, we're pre-gaming.
So are you hosting Thanksgiving or are you going to?
Nope, we're traveling. I think all the prep work, my wife went over there today to her sister-in-law's house and they got all the so we literally have nothing to do but wake up in the morning, watch football, maybe some World Cup, and roll over there in the afternoon and eat.
Oh, that's good. So hopefully there's less work tomorrow if they're doing all that prep today. So my grandfather is 94 and he's still at home. So we're bringing Thanksgiving to his house this year. So he doesn't have to go anywhere. So we're going to my 94-year-old grandpa's house and we're just all bringing food and not making a huge deal out of it. And then me and my wife are going to the Vikings Patriots game in the evening. So we're going to his place and then jumping right from his place to downtown to go to the game.
You didn't go on Sunday, did you?
I go to most of them. We have
Did you go to the Cowboys game?
Oh yeah. I was there. I'll say there was a lot of beer consumed in the second half because there's nothing else to do.
Did you stay till the end or when did you bail?
I want to say we bailed probably with about 3 or 4 minutes left in the fourth. We didn't stay to the end, but we definitely stayed until.
I mean, you stayed until they put the reserves in on both sides. It was basically a preseason game by the time you left.
Yeah, when Sean Merriman went in as the quarterback, we were like, okay, it's time to go. Yeah, it was pretty brutal. All right, 1 beer down.
1 beer down. Oh, we got a Pats fan.
Who's trolling here? Oh, Little Rich. Hey, man, that's going to be a fun game. Belichick should be salivating at the Vikings after last week. He should be able to pick us apart. Tungsten jigs. Okay, we got fishing questions. New drop shot combo.
He's going to spend his Omnia credit.
Nice. New drop shot combo. What drop shot combo are you buying? Tell us what you're picking up. I'm afraid to open this beer because the last beer I opened, the fizz or the foam went all over the place. So this is going to be dangerous. Oh, we're good. That scared me for a second there.
Chris says a buddy of his was cheering so hard during the Pollard touchdown.
Way.
He broke his jaw.
No way.
Passed out. Hit his jaw.
At the game?
On the railing. At the bank.
At US Bank Stadium, that is not a great way to break your jaw. That's not a story you want to tell. That there has to have been alcohol involved, right? Sober people don't pass out when they're screaming.
Oh,
maybe they do.
Brian is getting himself some meatloaf. He's in town in Bloomington, I think.
Nice. I like Bloomington. Good town. I used to work there.
Maddie? You mean Marty, right? Marty.
South Jersey. That guy's been posting. So that South Jersey fisherman, he's been posting on my videos lately. So I'm getting some crossover. Your people over into my.
Well, he does have an affinity for the JDM and the. So I got derailed. We were going to talk about food, which we I think we're just about done with food.
We got 100
people.
We're
going to talk about Black Friday sales. We might I haven't looked at the bento box, and supposedly Brian's got the bento box, so we're going to do a live reaction to the bento box. And then we're going to get into opening all these boxes and giving those away tonight. So
We got a full
plenty to
pallet.
get to, and we haven't got anything, and we're 20 minutes in, and we've done like one thing.
It's going to be a long stream tonight, so everybody needs to stick around. We got to tell people who are in here right now. If you guys haven't watched this before, Rich and I, what we do is, you want me to explain it, or do you want to explain it?
Go ahead.
Okay, so we came up with this idea last year. We've done it. This is going to be the third time we've done this. I put in an order. Well, actually, I put in 2 orders to Omnia, and I have the boxes shipped to Rich's house. And then he ordered 2 orders and sent them to my house. I don't know what's in these boxes. He doesn't know what's in his boxes, and we're going to open them live, go through the baits, and then at the end, all 4 boxes will be given away for free. Shipping's on us, to people who are still on the stream. So you have to be here towards the end when we give away the boxes, and each box is $50-ish. I went a little bit over on both of my boxes. So it's about $50-$60 worth of tackle in each of these, and we're going to be giving away 4 of them. So we're giving away over $200 worth of brand new tackle tonight.
And that's after discounts, right? We obviously used codes.
Yeah, we used our code. So in reality, these are $70 boxes probably. Right. So don't leave. You have to be here to win.
This is going to be, well, I mean, if it requires roasting, it will be roasted. If I think, I mean, like last time, I think I praised the 110. I praised the Macbeth as something I'd be interested to change. It was kind of hard on the soft plastics and the Pop Max. But this is, you know, I'm not going to roast it just to roast it. It'll be my honest critique or feedback. Like,
yeah, I was interesting. It was interesting to see how many people reacted to the last time we went through the bento box.
I mean, the majority of them were like, that was hilarious. Do it again. That was a ton of fun. Right. And that was the purpose of it, was to have some fun. Right.
Right.
Not to hurt somebody's feelings because we criticized their favorite JDM soft plastic.
Right. I feel like I got attacked a little bit because I wasn't like defending the honor of the JDM bento box, but I felt like 2 things. Number one, it was supposed to be entertaining and be kind of funny, and you don't want to step in front of comedy. Like, I know if there's a good bit rolling, you just go with the bit and let it happen, right? Like, I'm not going to like curb something that's entertaining just for no reason. And number 2, it's also not my job to defend what gets into any of these boxes, because I didn't pick the stuff. And so,
and
like,
in the end, you're a customer.
I'm a customer. Yeah. So, and I already voted with my wallet. So, like, I buy the box every month, so I must like it. If I didn't like it and I don't support it, I wouldn't be paying $100 every month for it. So, like, my opinion is moot because I buy the box. So obviously, like, that should be enough, right? Like, so anyway, I just thought it was funny where people were like kind of mad at me for not like defending the hookup tackle or defending the box. It's like, do I need to? Like, it's not. It was more about your opinion, not my opinion. I mean, it was your stream and your channel, so like, I'm just.
Well, technically, it was on both of our channels, but
well, yeah, but I'm basically like throwing the ball and letting you hit it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Good reminder, Dustin. Everybody stay hydrated tonight.
The beer drinking has begun. Everybody should tie on a drink tonight. We are going into the holiday season.
Or a Coke or whatever you're.
Yeah, tie on a sparkling water if you feel like it.
All right. So do we want to talk Black Friday deals first or bento box first?
I don't know. Black Friday deals, a lot of it's already kicked off. I'd say there's not going to be any surprises on Friday. I think all the companies basically show their hands right away this week. It's pretty much 15-20% off across the board. I will say I've noticed a lot of the inventory is good on some sites, and in some sites the inventory is not so good. So if like you're looking for something specific, you might need to like pop around a little bit. I will say though, if you see something you want and they have it in stock and it's something you're looking for, just buy it, because who knows how supply chain stuff's going to be come spring. If you need something and you can jump on these deals, I just like get stuff you need now out of the way, because with the economy and shipping and all the supply chain stuff, who knows how things are going to be in the spring.
Black Friday deals on punching jigs. Well, I mean, Tackle Warehouse is having theirs. Obviously, they carry punching jigs.
Right.
You can always go to Baitman or Debo's channel, click on their links, help them out, support them when you're shopping at Tackle Warehouse. I mean, that's probably there's a bunch of other sites that are having sales. I don't know who all carries the best punching jigs.
I punch with Texas rigs. I don't punch with jigs that often. I'm a Texas rig puncher.
So Omnia is running some doorbusters starting Friday. They're going Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Right.
They're not going to disclose them till each day. Couple things. If you are looking for a reel, you might want to wait to see what they're doing.
Especially on Friday.
Win or lose, you might want to wait and see what they're going to do.
That was good.
If you're looking to bulk up on some line, there might be some deals on that. And
if you're in the military and you're a high-ranking official, you might be interested in
like a max.
Yeah, if you're if you're a 4-star something and your name's Max, there might be a really good deal coming up this weekend.
And then I forgot what the other one was.
Another egg beater.
Yeah.
So like egg beaters, there's going to be an egg beater deal.
Yeah, that one actually I'm kind of interested in. That's going to be a really good spinning reel for a good price.
So if you guys haven't noticed, we're not supposed to say what the deals are going to be. We have to kind of tap dance around it. So do your detective work about what we just said, and you'll probably figure it out.
Oh, Nick's got a 702 Champion Extreme and an Ultegra in his cart.
Where? On Tackle Warehouse?
I don't know, but I don't think either one of those are going to get any better. So is the Black Friday pre-Friday? Is it still going? They extended that. When is it?
No, it ended yesterday. So Omnia, they tend to do a big Black Friday thing ahead of Black Friday, and then when Black Friday actually hits, they just do some specific doorbuster sales on a bunch of stuff. But they don't have a generic code that works all weekend. They might drop one, but I doubt it. They kind of like to do it ahead of the crowd. And then I don't think they really go neck and neck with all the other shops that are doing their sales this weekend.
Which their 20% off was a good deal. But if you're a premium member, you get points when you use a 20% code.
Right.
If you use my code, Brian's code, there's a few other codes out there, and you're a premium member, you actually get your points. So you actually, if you stack your rebate with the 15% off, you're actually getting like 23.5% off. So
right.
If you're a premium member, you can actually pretty much get better than the 20% off every day.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, jump on deals. Just get the stuff you want. It's a good time to buy if they got them in stock.
Ryan says Sunline at American Legacy. There's some big sales there.
Sniper. I like Sniper.
I will a couple of the ones. Arsenal is supposed to have something that they're going to drop. It hasn't come out yet, but it should be something at Arsenal. I don't know what it'll be. One thing, the 106 SV Garmin, which is the 10-inch Garmin, if you're looking to get into live scope, sites, I think Bass Pro, Cabela's, the Bass Tank, there might be some other, they're selling them for $9.99, which is literally half off. Now, obviously, you're not getting the bundle, but like you can get a 10 screen for a screaming deal, and then you just got to shop around and find your L2 or 3-4 setup down the road. If you're looking to invest and want to get a Garmin Live Scope, I would seriously consider jumping on one of those 106 SVs.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, Cabela's and Bass Pro are doing a really big Garmin promotion on units plus transducers. It's like $1,000. Also, Lowrance is about to cycle and bring in their new HDS Pro units. So all of the HDS Live units are going on sale. I don't know when the Pros are going to be available. I think it's probably going to be springish. But the point is, if you are looking to jump into Lowrance units, this is a great time to start grabbing deals on the lives because those are dropping in price right now. So you know, I use an HDS Live 9 on the bow of my boat with the active target, and it's fantastic. Like a 9-inch unit for watching active target for me is fine. I don't have any problem seeing anything. Yeah, a 12 would be sweet to have up on the bow, but I've been perfectly effective with a 9-inch unit. You know, 12 just is going to pull that much more out of the battery, right? Like I like having the 9 because it's not as big of a draw. But Yeah, this is a great Black Friday if you want to buy electronics. If you're a Garmin or Lowrance fan, tons of deals. If you're a Humminbird fan, crickets. There's like no
I think
Humminbird
they're
deals
still
out.
catching up. So yeah, it is the GT54, not the GT56, which I think is their 2D transducer. So you're not getting the newest that. But like I said, if you're getting a dedicated live scope unit and you're going to have, I mean, most people, whatever. I mean, if you're looking to set this up as your only front unit, then yes, GT54, from my understanding, is still a good transducer. It's just not as good as the 56. But if you're setting it up as a live scope only unit, it doesn't matter. You're not going to use the transducer because you're probably going to have another unit set to 2D.
Right. Yeah, I think these deals are good for people who have multiple units already and want to do some upgrades. For sure.
What's up, Amy?
Fried turkey is where it's at. I like her profile picture. That's good. That's funny. So what websites allow a Daiwa discount? I would say most
of them.
Yeah, Daiwa is the least enforcing company of their codes. They're the exact opposite of Shimano. Shimano are like code Gestapo. Like they seek out companies that are allowing codes on their stuff and actually punish them. Whereas Daiwa just is like, do whatever. Like, I don't know why the two companies are so different in how they handle online retailers. So yeah, Daiwa, you can pretty much use codes all year round. Shimano, once in a while, you can use codes on websites if it's kind of sneaky. But when Shimano finds out, they typically crack the whip on stores that allow it, and then they get in trouble.
I have no idea what Chatty's Boys is, but evidently you can get a Mega 360 on a deal.
There's so many random little marine dealers, and like, you know what I mean? There's so many companies out there that sell marine stuff that I've never heard of before.
Yeah, I have no idea what's in the bento box, but we're going to look at it here in a minute.
All right, well, you talk for a little bit, set up what we're doing tonight, and I want to start putting something together that's in the bento box. It's kind of like an art project.
All right, cool. Just a reminder, thanks Arsenal Fishing for supporting the channel and the stream. So yeah, check out their Black Friday sales this weekend. Likewise, if you don't find everything where you're looking to stack codes, you can use my Omnia code through the end of the month, and Brian's got his in his description as well. So just a reminder on that. So yeah, we talked turkey, we kind of talked Black Friday. If anybody's got any other good ones, they can obviously, I know 6 Cents is having a lot of manufacturers are having big sales. So if you're a big fan of 6 Cents or Excite Baits or whatever it is, go check out their sites. A lot of them are running 25-30% off, which be careful because excuse me, do the math. Some of them are good deals, but sometimes no fault to them own, but certain retailers, and this is not a knock on X-Zone. I like X-Zone stuff. X-Zone, typically almost everything on their website is about $1 more than it is at their retail partners. They don't want to undercut their partners.
Right.
So like a pack of X-Zone Muscle Cross might be $3.99 at Omnia or Tackle Warehouse or wherever, and it'll be $4.99 on their site. So if they're doing a 20% off or a 25% off Black Friday deal, they're barely getting back down to what a lot of other people sell it off. And then if you get a 10 or 15 or 20% off code there, then so just double check some of that stuff. Sometimes it's not as good a deal as you think. Dustin says Snack Daddy has 25% off all weekend.
I will say, though, sometimes ordering from the manufacturer directly is better in respect because you can get more color selection sometimes.
Yep.
Sometimes the manufacturers on their websites have colors that are unique. And then also you can pack in other stuff like swag, like T-shirts or hats, or like if you're into the other things they sell.
And then the other thing is a lot of times their free shipping is a higher threshold. So just be aware of that. Or doesn't exist. So
right.
Just a couple things to double check when you're looking for the very best deal, if you care about the deal. But yes, if you want full selection, a lot of times the manufacturers have the most colors and the most sizes and all that stuff.
Yeah, sometimes they have some exclusive colors that are only on their website that the like Tackle Warehouse doesn't have or something like that, which is something I always check in on. So I'm putting together this thing called the Blade School, but you have to assemble it. So I'm trying to assemble it real quick before we dive in. Because you might, I'm really curious what you think of this thing because it's pretty.
Yeah. Also,
pretty,
go check out Cheap Bass on Instagram. Cheap Bass. AJ runs that, and he highlights a lot of good deals and sales. So that's a good place if you're. And then also go check out Brian has a group on Facebook called Bass Fishing Deal Hunters, right?
Yes. I don't promote the group very much. Most of it spreads word of mouth. So I don't really, all the new people that come to the group are just always invited by other people. I rarely
those are two good places if you're looking for just like not just this weekend, but just in general, where you can. But beware, sometimes it will cost you to be part of these groups because, you know, when you constantly get the best deals shown in front of you, you tend to spend stuff.
Yeah. So if you're on Facebook, just search for Bass Fishing Deal Hunters and request to join the group. It's a private group. I let pretty much everybody in. It's a group where we just post online sales and deals and clearance and all that stuff. It's a pretty chill group. It's pretty
Unless
big.
Your profile picture is a Green Bay Packer logo, then you probably won't get in.
Nah,
just kidding.
I'm a part-time Wisconsinite. I got love for I don't love the Packers, but I like Wisconsinites. So
yeah. So what is a bento box? Rich says, isn't that like a lunch box with separate compartments?
That's a true statement. Okay, so let's dive into the bento box real quick.
Tell us what it is, and then
there's a lot of different tackle subscription boxes. There's the Monster Bass and there's the Mystery Tackle box and whatever. This is the Hookup Tackles version. It's $100. It's invite only. There's only 200 people in the world that are exclusive to this subscription service. I've been on it since it started. I get the boxes every month. I do my own unboxing videos on my YouTube channel. So I don't know if you watch my YouTube channel, but I always open these up every month. This is the November box. It's $100. It's $100 worth of tackle. The cook is Ben has an exclusive, he has a really good relationship with Megabass. So he always does limited runs of certain colors of the 110 jerkbait and the Pop Max that he includes in every box. So, and Ben curates the box. So it's called the bento box because it's a pun because his name's Ben and it's Japanese tackle. It's a good name actually. So this is the bento box. You want to see what baits are in the box? Rich has not seen anything in here, so we're going to start from scratch. Okay, you ready?
All right, 1 minute, one moment. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is not to hurt your feelings. We're having fun here. This is going to be, I haven't sneak peeked it. These boxes have been opened on other people's channels. I haven't looked. This is going to be my honest feedback based on first reaction. And
we'll try and get through this quick because we still got to go through our Omnia boxes and do giveaways. So this is going to be a long stream, so tuck in for the night. We're going to be here a while. So number one bait in the bento box, the Depths Evoke, and this is a 1.2, so it's a pretty shallow running crank.
Is it a square bill?
Yes. So those are the Depths. Is that technically a coffin bill? No, that's technically a square bill.
No, it's a square bill.
Yeah. So this is a shad pattern, Evoke 1.8.
It kind of reminds me of the EMA square bill, to be honest. It looks very similar to the EMA square bill.
This is the Kenta designed line of crankbaits.
It does look, it's got a little more like hook to the back, but like the gill plate and some of that and the size of it really reminds me of the EMA square bill.
So the, I don't know. There's a lot of information about these out there about what makes these special. I won't go into all of it. You can watch Ben's videos on Hookup Tackle. He talks a lot about the Evoke crankbait. But anyway, so an Evoke crank, it's a fairly, this is it's a way more aggressive bill.
Yeah. It's a little bigger bill.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
So this is made for hardcover. So they make this for bashing in the trees, and it's supposed to come through hardcover really well.
It kind of looks like a regular plastic. I would kind of thought it would be like circuit board lip for a Depths, but so like a lot of the higher end square bills, they have like that circuit board type material.
Right. So the Evoke it comes in a lot of different sizes. There's a small one, like a 1.2, and then they have giant, like there's big fat ones. It's like Depth's main crankbait line. Okay.
Somebody in the chat, what does that thing cost? And
they're $20, something
$20.
Like that. Omnia does have them. The Omnia doesn't carry the 1.2, but the Omnia does carry the Evokes. So if you want to get them at a little bit of a discount, You can pick them up on Omnia. They actually do have some in stock right now.
All right, 19. So I think it looks like a decent square bill. Not sure I'm down for $20. I feel I would try one. If it proved to me to be like 110 fish catching worthy, then I would say sure, I'd be willing. So I mean, I guess I wouldn't hate getting that in a box of this style or caliber to try. Not sure that
Fair enough.
I'm down for long-term $20 square bills, but
bait number 2, a Lucky Craft bevy shad. So this is a very small. This is a crank you throw on a spinner bait. Let me take it out of the box. I am actually excited to throw this in Monticello on the river. I'm gonna actually throw this like the next time I get out to the river. I'm definitely tying this on. So this is the bevy shad. It's a little Lucky Craft crank. It can be a twitch bait. It can be a straight retrieve crankbait. It's very kind of walleye-ish in my opinion.
It's a JDM shad wrap.
Kinda.
They've been around for a long time. I mean,
Yeah.
I had bevy shads 10, 15 years ago. Never been super impressed with the bevy shad personally. I'm sure some people catch them certain places.
I like in the packaging, it says downsizing bait.
I'm sure it's like, is it a unique color of like?
I don't think so. It's called Japan shad.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm going to throw it on the river because this is about the size minnows everybody uses on the river.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the bevy shad for me, I've had them, used them. Meh.
Next bait. This is a mag draft alternative. It's from this company is actually owner, but it's owner's GetNet. It's basically owner's brand in Japan.
Yeah, well,
Cultiva
is how they market owner in the US for hard baits.
Okay.
Cultiva has been around for a while as a brand in the US. I have some like walking baits from Cultiva.
So this is called the Birkin. I'm guessing it's called the Birkin Swimmer 5.4. So it's like a mag draft, but it has no magnets. It's a swim bait, obviously. It's a little smaller than a 6-inch mag draft. What's cool about it though is it's kind of a line through, even though it doesn't really go through. But what's interesting is it's got these like fins, and you can tuck the
So there's not a magnet in it?
Yeah, it's not a magnet. Here, watch.
Yeah.
You tuck the hook behind the fins, and it keeps the hook in there.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
As long as it doesn't cost $29 or something like that.
This thing is chunky. Like, it's pretty heavy. This thing, I bet you, skips amazing. When I first picked this up out of the package, I'm like, I bet you could skip this thing like a freaking rock under jocks. Like, it is really... The center of mass is right down the middle, and it's really chunky right in the middle. I can just imagine going and just throwing this thing under docks.
All right, $14.99. I'd give that a try. That's right on par with the mag draft. Seems like it may actually have some better design components. I would give that a trial, and wouldn't be sad to see that in a box.
And you don't have to worry about the magnet falling out.
This box is off to a better start than last month's by far, in my opinion. And it's interesting because I did see somebody in your IG say, this is my favorite box yet. Interesting.
Yeah, cool. So, okay, we're going to jump right into another. Okay, so he sent a box or a package of Flashy Swimmer 5/0s, which, quarter ounce, proven good terminal. But he gave 2 baits that you can throw on this. So the first one is a JDM plastics company. Well, they do plastics and hard baits. This is called Dran Crazy. This is the Slow Shiner. Now, what's interesting is it's 4 baits to a pack. I don't know the length. So 5.8, so almost 6-inch. It's a really long, narrow-ish swim bait. The only big, interesting thing is there's a hollow cavity right here. So you can't really see it, but if you squeeze it right here, it's empty. So apparently that gives it like a joint, essentially, for the back to kick. But that's it. So kind of just a
$9.99 for, was there 3 or 4 in there?
4 baits.
That's not bad.
These things are slimy. Like, my fingers are just touching these things is gross. They're super, super slimy. So that on the 5/0.
Do I need that more than I need a 3.8 Kitech or a?
Well, even a bigger Kitech, like a 4 something.
Yeah, or what's a Spark Shad or something like that. To be determined whether they're really better than those, but it'd be worth a shot. So the next bait is Adept's the Sakamata Shad. This bait is getting really popular with tournament anglers.
because it comes in a lot of different sizes. This is the 6-inch Sakamata shad. People are down south, like people are just crushing them on this bait. Apparently, it's
Are
like
they like Carolina rigging it? Are they fishing it like a fluke? What are
you
they?
can do it all sorts of stuff. This is a bait that you can Carolina rig, you can fluke, you can rig it like with the owner flashy. People nose hook these things. It's just like a bait you can rig like 6 different ways. But what's different about the Sakamata shad is can you see this? It's got
like a planer
board, like stabilizing grooves on the body. Yeah. But anyway, this bait's really, really popular in the last like 2 years.
Do I want my fluke to be even, or do I want it to be erratic?
It is really erratic when you watch it, but when it floats, like once it does its darting around, when it floats, it like levels out and just kind of like goes down. It's interesting.
1049 for how many?
I can't. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the. But these are the big ones. This is the 6.
That's not terrible.
6-inch.
These plastics are way better value than the plastics we looked at last month.
I agree. Okay, so the last 3 things are, well, we'll just go. So the Pop Max and the 110.
All right. So disclaimer: Pop Max, overrated popper.
We're not even going to talk about it because you're not a fan.
No, it's like putting lipstick on a pig. You can put all those fancy. And here's the thing: the Pop Max is like the fancy tennis shoes, right? Like, and on a topwater, like a fancy paint job on a topwater is like,
yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's not going to help you catch more fish.
No,
it's just like your fancy Jordans. You let them sit on a shelf. You're not actually going to help you like run faster or play basketball or right. Like it's kind of a collector thing. So if you're in the bento box and the Pop Max for the collection and the flip factor and all that stuff, more power to you. As something that I'm going to use to catch more fish, I could care less about the Pop Max and the fancy colors.
Personally, I've caught a lot of fish in the Pop Max, but I have about 3-4 Pop Maxes that I've been using for years, so I don't really need like more and more and more. But anyway, this is the color. This is called a matte Hasu. So Hasu is a color that comes in a lot of different Banga Bass baits, but this matte version has never come out in a 110. So this is it's pretty cool. There's no flash on it. It's just straight matte.
And on the flip side, I do think the 110 is one of the best jerk baits out there.
Right.
And I do think it's worth the money. And unique colors and good paint jobs are more valuable to me on a jerk bait for obvious reasons of twitching, dead sticking. The fish are going to get a good look at it. Whether you're in it for collecting or fish catching, I actually think there is more value in some of these 110 colors than the Pop Max.
Fair points. Do you like this matte with the frost lip?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, I don't get super like, okay. I'm not.
I don't want to talk about these. I want to talk. There's a couple things I really want you to know about. Okay, this is the one I've been wanting you to give your opinion on. This is called the Blade School by Genius Project. This contraption. So what this is it's 4 pieces. And when you assemble it, it looks like this. So the point is you tie your line up here, you tie whatever the heck you want on to the clip on the back, and you basically can have an A-rig. You could put a swim jig on the back of this. You could put a paddle tail. People put crankbaits on the back of these things. You could put a swim bait. It basically is just like an add-on Alabama rig to literally choose your own adventure on the back.
$24.99
for this thing.
Yeah.
I don't even know how much it cost.
There's already like the mini umbrella. I mean, there's a bunch of mini A-rigs already. So, yeah.
Would you use this? Is my question.
I mean, for maybe like less than $10, I might try it, but not for $24.99. Like, there's already a bunch of those out there, American made, like with heads and that you don't have to assemble. Maybe that pivot point gives you something different. I wonder, does it feel durable, or do you feel like if a smallie is crashing in on those blades, that thing?
This wire is crazy.
Yeah, I'm talking about more all the connection points you had to put together.
Yeah. The 2 main wires, the one at the top and the bottom, these are thick as hell. This is like musky wire. So the wire that makes up the spine of this thing is really heavy duty. I'm not too sure about these. These wires are way more springy, like the ones that have the blades on them. But the main line is definitely like, you could probably throw something pretty chunky on the back of this.
Yeah, I think I'd probably just go with the Hog Farmer. I agree, B-Man. That one's a miss for me.
It's interesting. It's called the Blade School. I like the name Blade School. That's kind of fun.
I mean, I like the fact that it actually comes compact and knocked down from like a shipping and transportation standpoint.
Right.
But,
you can disassemble it and it all goes flat, and you could throw it in like a plastic baggie and throw it in a, you know what I mean?
So maybe
You don't
as
have to
like
store it
if
like
you're a co-angler or a bank angler or you really have limited space, there could be some upright, but I still don't think that thing's worth more than $9.99.
So yeah, breaking it down is fairly intuitive, but watch, I'm not gonna be able to do it now. But yeah, the idea. So look, you just pop the one thing off, and it all comes apart, and then you can store it flat like in a bag.
Yeah.
So
The part that it comes apart like that makes me think that, some big smallies or pike crashing through it, and you're gonna have $24.99 of pile of junk. But
no, so how it works is it's actually it's pretty cool. It's got a big twist lock thing here, and you have to like connect the two and spin it around until it locks in. So the two main pieces of it are these are like legit heavy duty wire. Like this will catch a fucking muskie or a pike if you needed to. Kind of cool. Okay, the last two things are in a box. We'll go through these real quick.
I feel like there's more things in this box than last month.
There's two things left. These are from Valley Hill. These are both just kind of gadgety things. So this one is called a trebling through. So this is basically to turn any bait into a line through. So it's a tube. You stick it through a plastic. You run your line through it, and you can make it into a line through swim bait. So it's pretty straightforward. It's like if you did the thing with a straw, right?
Yeah. I was going to say, or you can get straws from McDonald's for free.
Yeah. But this thing has little pokey flanges that'll stay in place. So this thing is interesting. I don't want to take them out of the package, but what this is for is it's got a joint. So you can cut any plastic essentially into pieces and turn it into a jointed plastic. So the idea is you take a swim bait or something, you chop it in half, you shove one of these things, connect the two pieces, and then it creates
So you can kind of make it like, what's that jerk bait that came out that has that film?
The Jackal?
Yeah. What is that one called?
I forgot, but I know what you're talking about. The Jackal top
I don't know.
But the idea is you can go MacGyver and chop up any piece of plastic and turn it into a jointed piece of plastic if you shove this into both ends. It's just a tinker project. Like it's just something for fun that you can.
Yeah.
So the idea is you like that Sakamata shad that I had. You can cut the Sakamata shad in half.
You can make anything into a bounty fish with this kit. It's a bounty fish starter, make your own bounty fish kit.
So that's it. That's all the baits.
Interesting. The key to this is they want you to take your already very expensive JDM plastics, cut them in half, buy an extra part to put them together so they wear out faster and you need more faster. It's genius.
So I was thinking, like, what's a really goofy plastic that you could chop in half and turn into a jointed plastic? That's not one of the ones in the box. Like you could take like any plastic theoretically and turn it into, you could take a Senko and turn it into a jointed Senko if you want. I don't know why you would.
It could be like at that point, it would be a Lake Fork Lures Hyper Stick.
Right. Anyway, that's the JDM Bento box this month. Much more interesting than last box.
Yeah, more interesting, better value, more baits I'm interested in. I could almost see $100 for that box. Last month, I would have said, no way I would pay $100 for that box. But I know the flippers and those kind of people, it works for them. So cool. Interesting box this week or this month.
How many people do we have? We have 140 watching on your channel. How many do we have total right now?
199 is what I see.
200 people. Stick around because we're going to dive into these Omnia boxes. We're going to give them away, but you have to stay to the end to enter the drawing for these boxes. Or maybe, I don't know, we'll figure it out as we go, but like, don't go anywhere. This is going to get better. We have 200 people watching, but we only have 93 likes. Let's get the likes up.
Before we get in to the boxes, a couple of notes. For the members out there, if you win one of the boxes that I have right here, which are Punches boxes, you can have your pick of one of these OG Wigglewort. I'll throw one of those in the box.
So wait, you're giving away an OG Wigglewort with the boxes to a member.
if a member wins one of these 2 boxes sitting right here.
What are those things worth on the aftermarket?
I mean, these particular colors, $15-$20 probably. But you could have AJ or Tacklecraft repaint them, and then they'd be worth a ton.
Okay, I got a dumb, naive question. What's like the most sought after wigglewort colors? Like, what are the ones that go for?
It's like the
big
Phantom Green, Phantom Craw, or something. AJ can probably chime in. It's like the.
Show me.
I don't. It's kind of the. There's a couple of the craws that are kind of semi-translucent that are. Those are the ones.
Someone's offering you $20 for those baits in the chat right now. Someone goes, "I'll just buy them right now for $20."
Yeah, Phantom Green or Phantom Red.
Okay, I'm gonna wigglewort. So what's the Phantom? Like, what makes the Phantom?
It just means it's kind of a translucent or a see-through, like versus an opaque solid color.
I found pictures. There's a bunch on Google Images. Oh, the red Phantom looks awesome. That looks cool. Okay.
Yeah, and it's Horseshoe Customs for AJ's.
Okay, the Phantom Green's not that cool, but the Phantom Red is really cool.
It catches them. That's why people like it. Like it's, especially in the Ozarks, they're highly desirable. And then also I got a few other boxes. If you're not a member, I just got some bonus baits to throw in case Brian didn't pick good baits. So
wait, Baitman goes, bro, don't even know what a Phantom wart is. I don't own warts. I don't give a shit about warts. Warts are outside of my. I've never cared about wiggleworts. I'm not a crankbait dude at all. So my naivete is I wear that on my sleeve about wiggleworts. I don't know anything about them.
And then if a member wins one of those boxes right there, I'll buy an Omnia gift card and send it to you. Digital gift card. So if a member wins one of the boxes I don't have in my possession that Brian will ship to you, I'll throw in a digital gift card.
Nice. That's sweet.
So spice things up. It is the season. So if I didn't mention that, this is the season of giving. We did on my members only stream on Sunday night. I gave away a $99 Dobbins reel and a MTV box.
You gave away a Fury?
No, the Maverick reel. It was the spinning reel.
Oh, the reel. Oh, got it. Yeah. Okay, cool.
And I do have some more other stuff I haven't given away that we still got to give away. So we're behind on some giveaways on the members channel. So there's more stuff coming. Lots of stuff coming.
Should I give this away tonight?
If we get to 1,000 viewers,
we get to 6,000 likes. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. So I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? Let me just look at my list here. Before we get into we talked about BF backfighting deals. I think Punch is getting close to 3,000 on IG. He usually does some kind of giveaway whenever he has 1,000 milestone. So
I've said it from the start. When I get to 3,000 follows on my Instagram, I'm giving away a good, like I'm going to give away a nice spinning reel, like probably a Vanford or something really good. I'm going to give away.
Maybe you should give away a Procyon AL.
Yeah.
And
not a bad idea.
All right.
But yeah, I'm gonna give away something sweet, like a Vanford or a Stratic, something like really good.
Also, if you're watching and are new here, I'm close to 11,000 subs, and it's my birthday on Saturday.
Sick,
so it'd be nice if I got to 11,000 subs on my birthday. Hint, hint.
Dude, you're really cool. Yeah, congrats on eclipsing 10. That's awesome.
All right. So that's the other notes I had. So let's look who's in the chat. Who do you want to start? Do you want Punch to open my
boxes?
Or do you want me to open one of Punch's boxes?
We'll go back and forth. So we'll do
So just who do you want to start? Punch or Hella? Quick informal poll in the chat.
All right. I'm really proud of one of my boxes, and the other box I kind of just haphazardly like made one, and I'm not as proud. One of my boxes is good. The other one I'm not super like. I wish I had a little more options. What's funny is one of the baits I really wanted to throw in the box, Omnia restocked later that day. Like they had 0 of them, and I wanted to throw one in the box. I shipped the box, and then about 3 hours later, I got the in-stock notification that they're back. And I was like, it was one of the shower blows. I wanted to throw shower blows in, and then like, boom, they had all of them by the end of the day.
All right. I want to say slight lean. You go first. Plus, that way I can finish. There'll be more suspense if somebody's going to win a wart. I think 44 is what I will be.
So there's surprises in this because Rich and I informed Omnia and their staff that we were doing this, and they threw in some extra baits in here. So there's baits in all 4 of these boxes that Rich and I have no clue what's in here. So there's going to be some surprises. So there's 2 different boxes. I'm just going to go with the smaller one first. They're 2 different sizes.
You know punch.org?
That is my son, Cole.
Is that?
So my
Cole
son,
likes to make an appearance on IG stories and tell him how much he appreciates his dad's social media presence.
Yeah, so my son has his own YouTube channel where he makes little animations, and apparently he's watching us right now probably on his iPad. So hi, Cole. He's 11, so be nice.
Welcome, Cole.
That's funny.
Cole says unsubscribe now. He's talking about Punch's channel, not mine.
I get a lot of support in the house, can't you tell?
So we'll see which one. One of my boxes is based on, I did 2 themes here. One is kind of like, one is strictly basically top selling baits of people who used my code. Okay.
Thanks for choosing Omnia for your giveaway. Hope they like it.
Yeah. So just to remind you, we spent our own money for most of this. And they threw in some extra stuff. So one of these boxes will be basically, I went through and looked through some reports, and it's like top things sold using my code.
Okay.
So you'll get a feel for like the people that watch my channel. What are they buying? That's one box.
Okay.
And then my other box is kind of things that either some new arrivals that I thought would look cool or I wanted to try, or baits that I just caught fish on this year.
I'm already peeking in this box, and this is a good box. Okay, ready? I'm going to first bait. A Fritz side.
All right. So this is the ladder box. This is my box of baits that I wanted to try, thought they were cool, or I caught fish on. So I think it's the Lone Ranger. Is that the one I bought?
You're correct. The
Lone Ranger Fritz side 5. Caught fish from early spring to late fall. Caught them on Tonka. Caught them on the river. Caught them on some local lakes. Just a good flat-sided square bill. Catches fish, pond fishing, river fishing.
So it goes down 5 feet.
Bradley Hallman.
This is kind of just Bradley Hallman, dude. What's up?
Yeah. And
Mr.
I will be reaching out, Brad. I've been meaning to. You'll be coming on soon, but you got to click the join button, Brad, if you want a green fish. That's.
I just want to say congratulations to Bradley for making the elites.
Absolutely.
I listened to you on Bass Talk Live, and congratulations, sir. Wow, we got a star-studded following here tonight. Okay, so the Fritz side, this is just kind of a chartreuse blackback, right? Like, I like.
It's kind of a fade. It looks more chartreuse than it is. It's kind of a really faded chartreuse in person.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so that's number 1 bait.
Have you thrown the Fritz side, Brian?
I don't own any of the Fritz sides, no. But these things sell like crazy. All right. Yeah, I know. I know they're really popular.
One moment. Welcome, Duffy's Fishing, or welcome back. One of us. I think come back. I think you're muted.
One of us.
So.
Okay, ready for the next bait?
So yeah, you should get those when you go down with your buddies on pool 2. You should have a Fritz side.
Good to know. All right, bang, the X Zone Ned.
All right, yeah. So this one was kind of a little bit of a budget filler at the end, but I did have one day in particular where I went with my dad on a new lake, and I crushed it on a Ned. Yeah, and so this is a cinnamon purple color.
Yep,
or green pumpkin purple. It's kind of a cinnamon purple, and it's a good bait. A good Ned bait.
The X Zone Neds are legit. I've been using them since they came out, 3-4 years ago. You got that bulbous tail. They float. These are like an X Zone, like a Z-Man bait. These actually do stand up. Totally catch fish. I've caught plenty of smallmouth and walleyes and largemouth on these things. One thing, though, that they did that's a little shady, I don't know if you've noticed this, but when they switched to the clamshell packaging, so they used to package these in just a regular. When they switched to this clamshell, you get one less bait, but they kept the price the same. So X Zone did a switcheroo on everybody where they have less baits, but same price, but now you get the clamshell.
And that bait to me doesn't need a clamshell. That bait is not going to get deformed. It's not. I mean, like certain baits, like maybe a swim bait or a fluke, where they got like that thing is not going to deform. So that's I hate the clamshell in that.
I think the clamshell is waste. Like, why do we need more packaging in the world? Plastic is a big problem in the country, in the world. Going to the clamshell plastic on this makes no sense. You get less baits, they charge you the same, and it's more waste. So
there are a few baits where it makes sense, but for the majority of baits, I do not want a clamshell.
Swim baits, sure, whatever. Okay.
All right, Jason, YouTube member, Team Hella. One of us. Welcome to the team. Awesome.
So these guys are joining right now to get your wiggle warts.
Maybe.
Of course they are. I love it. You dangle the carrot and they want the wiggle warts. Why wouldn't they? Okay. You got a bass man. What size is this? This is a half.
Yeah, that's the half ounce compact in the fighter shad. It's just a really good spinnerbait. It's probably not a spinnerbait that your average angler is going to splurge on because it's like $12.99. But tell you what, these things are tough. They hold up to pike. They hold up to bass. Catch a ton of fish. It's a really good spinnerbait. And that compact one will catch them year round. And no matter where you fish, it's a good. And I don't even like spinnerbaits, but that's a darn good spinnerbait.
So a weird anecdote is I have one of these in this exact half ounce compact kicking around on my boat. Like, it's basically made its way all around my boat deck for most of the year. And it hasn't rusted. Like, I haven't put it away. It's just been in a cup holder, and then it's been in a hook holder. I got one that's literally been exposed to every kind of like conditions, and it's in pretty good shape. Like, most of them kind of get rusty or kind of, you know what I mean? So I don't know if that means anything, but I have one that's been kicking around, and it's not.
Yeah, this is a Australia domestic market, ADM.
Right.
Spinnerbait.
So your box is
to the
solid.
point on the clamshell where it's like the one more bait would have broke them. It probably was more of a sizing thing. They probably didn't want to change their eggs. They probably physically couldn't fit that bait in there by going to a clamshell.
So we're gonna go with some terminal. There's some terminal in here. We're gonna go all three at once. So we got some 6 cents.
So the terminals, a little bit of price filling, but also you're going to see there's some baits in here to go with, right? So this is like, I think there's a bunch of soft plastics in there. And this is, right, so I got you some 3/8 ounce tungsten, some ringed EWG hooks, which are by far my favorite way to fish soft plastics on a Texas rig.
So this exact
they're really good. Yeah.
So this exact hook, this 4/0 ringed hook, no, this Superline EWG, this exact package, I use these for flipping 1 ounce creature baits into pads and heavy cover this year, and I use this exact same hook on Texas rigging, deep plastics, Carolina rigging. So I have the same package. I use them on Carolina rigs, and I use them flipping, and I rarely miss fish. Like, the hookup ratio is fantastic. This exact size too, the 4/0.
Yeah,
good hooks.
It's not just hype. And then some bobber stops just to keep your weight pegged. Some 6 cents. Rich G, welcome to the team. My brother from another mother.
Okay, the rest of this box is plastics. Oh, dude, you got a bunch of people joining. Awesome. Okay, we got, what is this? Oh, destroyers.
Oh my. Yeah, so Missile Bait's Destroyer. This is a bait that I haven't bought, but I feel like I should, because I do love baby brush hogs and that kind of stuff. And that's just a good little, that brush hog profile, rib bait. A lot of people like that. Carolina rigs, Texas rig. So it's a bait that I probably need to add to my arsenal. And I got it in Superbug, which is the greatest color made by Missile Baits, just in general. Right. It's like the only color you need for anything. So that's why we went with that.
So holding this in my hand, I haven't looked at these baits in a couple of years. I'm actually going to go buy a package of these because this looks like a fantastic free rig bait. Like if I'm going to free rig this looks like a killer. I don't know why I've never thought about using the Baby Destroyer as a free rig bait. Like on a spinning rod with like, yeah, this would be a killer free rig bait.
I mean, shaky head, free rig, Carolina rig. You tear the head off, the back end becomes a jig trailer. You could probably throw that on the back of a bladed jig.
You convinced me. I'm going to buy some of these.
Paul says, I'd subscribe to this box before the bento. Michael Snelling. Welcome to Team Hella.
One of us.
Lots of celebration. Thanksgiving. Awesome. Much appreciated.
So we got Senkos in this box. And this is a color I'm not familiar with.
Swing head for that Baby Destroyer. Sorry. Yeah.
This is a color I'm not familiar with. Green weenie. Yeah.
So I, in particular, caught some fish on this, but Brian Bankston, this was his color of choice. Hopefully, Brian, you don't care that I'm outing your favorite color, where he finished second at the state tournament, largely due to this green weenie color. I'm gonna blow you up here so we can get it.
So what makes it green weenie? It looks like it's half something.
It's like a laminate green pumpkin watermelon. I think it's got like green fleck in it too.
So it's got I'm having a hard time.
Really good bluegill
imitator. Watermelon. Half of it's
like
kind of
watermelon, green pumpkin with like blue and green fleck in it, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, in the light, it looks different than the way it looks on this camera. I wish I could shine.
Looks better in person.
Well, yeah, you can definitely see the dark in the light when you see it through the light. But yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of blue flake.
Let me try to pull it up on the website to get a picture of it. To give it
green weenie. So yeah, I would say it's like half watermelon, half green pumpkin, almost, sort of. There, that's a good view of it. Green weenie. It's a color I've literally never even seen in person.
Yeah, several people did really well on the Hamadou, and that's one of a couple of my Bass and Buds go to Senko color.
If you guys want to know because they go by numbers. This is 960. Color 960. All right. Good box. Okay. Oh, this is the classic. Are you ready? Craw tubes.
Yeah. So I went with craw tubes in tilapia. They did not have 1099 in stock. Otherwise, you would have gotten 1099. But this is my more people in the world outside of Minnesota need to try craw tubes. How's that?
Yeah, it's funny. If you go into, I would say if you did a poll and looked into the tackle storage compartments of every Minnesota tournament bass boat, you will probably find a package of craw tubes in probably 80% of the boats. Everybody in Minnesota has some craw tubes laying around. I'm not going to open a package because you have to rip these open.
Yeah. But they're
great plastic through cover, and it's fun to fish these because you can bury the hook into the body of the bait, and it comes through thick grass like butter. The reason the craw
great grass slipping bait, also good around wood. I mean, like, it's just a good. You Texas rig it, you flip it around.
Yeah,
it's a staple up here. It catches fish. It's like a.
That guy knows.
It's a very gliding, natural action. It's kind of like a giant Ned rig, honestly, like the action of it.
Brian Casey, the guy who just made that comment, probably caught a gazillion fish on these. He knows what he's doing with a craw tube. But yeah, if you're in a grass-heavy environment, you should have craw tubes. They come through the grass really well. You can bury the hook inside of them. Just slips right through. Okay, last one. I think this is a surprise bait.
This might be the surprise. No, I actually think I bought that one. It's the new swimming Senko, right? Or the
7-inch.
No, their new burner. It's like it's their version of the ultraviolet speed worm.
It's the 7-inch speed Senko.
Yeah. This goes in the category of up here, I feel like a swim worm, like the speed worms, the burner worms, should be good in our grass because they do so well in Florida. I want to fish them more up here, and so I thought those look cool if I put those in.
I like Bradley Hallman. I never, yeah, you can't, yeah, big bites, you have to rip open the top. Depth, some of the depths are like that too. Yeah, I like
Miriam, just below next to the subscribe button, there should be a button that's called join. If you're on mobile, you might have to hide the live chat. Depending on the device you're on, the join button for a channel membership is in different places, but it should be below the video, down in the around where the like and subscribe and that kind of stuff.
All right, so recapping your box, we got speed, we got the Yamamoto version of Speedworth. And by the way, I just want to comment, the new packaging on the Yamamoto baits is sick. I love this branding and this packaging. Excellent logo, love the colors. This is, I love the rebranding that Yamamoto did since they got bought. This is cool packaging. Just side note.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that new Yamamoto Speedworm came out recently.
Yep. So we got craw tubes. We got the Yamamoto Speedworm. I'm just going to call it the Speedworm because that's what it is. We got
no bonus bait in this one.
Okay, good to know.
Right? Didn't look like. Those are all ones that I picked.
Okay, cool. We got the green weenie Senkos, which now I know what a green weenie Senko is. The baby destroyers, the Bassman and the Fritz side. Some great terminal tackle. And then we got the old X Zone win in doubt and netted out. Good box. This is great. Someone's going to win this.
Is kind of like my fish catcher box with a few baits sprinkled in that I wanted to try.
I would use every single thing in here.
So here's a question, which I kind of thought maybe we would just draw, or do we? I was thinking, do we wait till the end and then the person can pick, or do we just draw right away? I think we should draw right away.
Yeah, let's give away this box right now. Why not?
Let's first thank Everett before becoming a channel member.
One of us.
Everett, welcome to Team Hella.
Ooh, we got 120 likes.
Yes, the green weenie is definitely a good clean. I would say that's where I would primarily fish the green weenie, is in light stain to clear water.
You should bring yourself back up on camera. I'm all about myself.
I forgot that I haven't been on.
I'm talking to myself.
All right. So we'll do that. We'll do this drawing here first.
You get to pick the hashtag.
I want to highlight one thing before we get too far.
Sure. Wow, we got probably about 200-ish people hanging out here tonight.
Check this thing out.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. I love that.
So the Tacklecraft, our buddy TK, he just dropped these today. So this is the Little Debbie Christmas tree theme square bill. So you could buy it to fish it. You could buy it to put it on your Christmas tree. You could buy it to, but if you're a spouse, want to get something cool for the angler in your life, this would be a pretty cool thing to get on Christmas Day. So I'm going to drop this in the chat in case somebody wants to find it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like you put it with the Christmas tree.
So this is the second year he's done this, but he's going bigger and more of them this year. So he did a really limited run last year. So
we're diving into another beer here.
Good.
Reloading.
While we do that, TKO fish on.
Dude, you're getting all sorts of. You got to dangle wiggle morts more often.
Welcome to the team. Awesome. Much appreciated, TKO.
One of us. I love that.
What's going on?
Sick. Thanks for joining Rich's YouTube channel. That is sick.
Come on. You got an extended welcome.
It wouldn't go off the screen?
There we go.
We're back.
No. Oof. All right. Let's get this back on track. No problem, Amy. So get yourself some Christmas tree crankbaits. So are we still on the same drink, or did you switch it up?
I'm just blowing through a bunch of. I got like a Surly Brewing variety pack, and I'm on a different one. This is some Italian lager. I don't even know what that says. Mazza. I don't even know. I don't know. I'm just trying random beers from Surly from our local Minnesota brewery.
Ever tried
At this
Treehouse,
point, I don't
craft beer made in Massachusetts?
I don't know anything about the Massachusetts beer world. I love JDM. There's no JDM baits in the box that you sent me.
No, I have dabbled with the straight shank. Straight shank does work well on a crowd tube. EWG and straight shanks both work pretty well on a crowd tube.
I use EWG ringed hook 4/0, like the one you put in the box. That's what I use. Dude, the crowd tube is such a great bait for going through that curly tail pondweed we get in the early spring. It just goes right, boom, boom, boom through it.
Just wants to know what the
I have no idea. I wish I had a cocktail before we started this, so I'm not just drinking beer. I wish I had a little buzz going. This is only 5%. This is pretty weak.
Jason said his favorite snack cake, so he grabbed one.
That's awesome. Okay, we're gonna give this box away now.
Yeah, Costa is running a sale. I will say that also they what's it? Woot, right? Woot occasionally runs really good deal on Costa's limited styles and frames. They kind of do the same ones over and over again, but they're
Amazon.
That's another place to score.
Yeah, Woot and eBay are really good places to buy Costas if you want to go gray market. But yeah, I love Costas. I have like 5 of them. I have so many pairs. I just rotate them around.
I have one less based on my last trip where I left them in a rental car. So
no.
All right, box 1. Let the chat.
Ooh, here we go.
Buy. And then while we're doing this, let's see here. And David, I never did hear what a meatball splash was. Patrick, you asked about a 763 that you bought on Black Friday. I would say that'd be a really good Senko rod, light Texas rig, finesse jigs. Probably do some smaller swim baits. There are a lot of things you could do with that 763. I could tell you the member only deals on my members only stream, but I'm probably not going to have a members only stream before the deals come out.
Yeah, so Omnia is going to have a Black Friday doorbuster special Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I guess Monday because they're doing 4 days. So just pay attention, hit Omnia in the morning, see what the doorbuster is, and grab them if you want.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the new Steez A? So the new Steez A is essentially the same Steez platform as before, except there's a new spool. So they Steez or Daiwa. So there's a new in the Zillion. There's a thing called the Boost spool. So SV Boost. It's in the Zillion now. They brought it into the Steez line in the Steez Limited that came out last year. So the Steez Limited edition had the Boost spool. Now they're coming up with a new updated Steez A that's got the Boost spool in it. So it's kind of the same thing. Daiwa loves the Steez platform, and they just keep kind of like coming out with slightly different versions of the Steez that comes out year after year after year. So the new Steez A is just essentially a updated Steez A with the new spool. Like essentially that's pretty much all that's changed. And I don't know when that's coming out. It's going to hit Japan first. I'm guessing it'll replace the Steez A in the US within the next year. So that's my thoughts on the Steez A. So if you're about to buy a Steez A, you might as well just wait until the new version comes out with the new spool or not. I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make. Or just get a Zillion and you can get this Boost spool like right now, today.
Yeah. And so while we're letting people enter, we'll jump back. So I am watching for questions and comments, so I may not get to them right away. But then while we're letting people collect between boxes, that's where we'll run and enter some or run through some of these questions. Jared, if you want to enter, you just type #box1 into the chat and hit enter on your favorite platform. So that's how you get in. Like you've seen so many. Actually, don't do it like this. You need to do it like Top Toad did. #box1.
Everybody enter right now. #box1. I'm going to ship you this box from my house on my dime, and there's a lot of good stuff in here. This is legit fish catching equipment here. Let's go.
Benedetto, so he's excited about the 5-inch mag draft.
I have a few of those, but I haven't caught any.
I think the 6-inch is already small enough. I don't.
So the 5-inch mag draft, Megabass only puts them out once in a while. So they put out 5-inch mag drafts, people buy them up, then they're gone, and then Megabass doesn't remake them for like a long time. So there's these like big droughts where the 5-inch mag drafts are just like you can't find them anywhere.
I think he's talking about Cole.
Who? Which clown?
I think because your Cole keeps typing unsubscribe in the chat. I think.
Yeah, it's possible.
All right, we are.
Oh yeah, he is. Thanks, Cole. So punch.org is my son, my 11-year-old son, who's probably in the room right next door here, and he's trolling us. So just ignore him. He's 11.
Bassman, I think the quality of the components seem really good to me. That's probably the biggest thing, and it's a nice compact spinnerbait, so it gets bit. In pressured situations. So that's the two things that I like about the Bassman.
I've used the Bassman, so from my personal experience, they absolutely hold up to a bigger predator fish. Like if you're in a pickerel or a pike lake, and you get a lot of action from them. These are very, very stoutly built. I'm not going to take it out of the hook, or they're stapled in, but like the wire on this thing is pretty darn legit.
The only component I've had a little bit of trouble with is, and it might have been because I switched it, is that the split ring that holds the blade on, and that might have been one that I replaced. But
right, yeah, but these are built to handle big fish. So,
yep. All right, let's do the thing where we
how many entered?
136.
That's awesome. That's just the first box. We got more people.
Sean, Omnia Black Friday code ended already. It was BF20 or Black Friday 20.
You have to use our codes.
But if you use our code and you're a premium member, you actually get a better savings because you can stack them. But all right, let's do the thing.
All right, let's run it.
You'll see your name most likely if you entered. I see some repeat. Tony 450.
Congrats, Tony.
So we know you're still here. You are. Tony, depending on which channel you entered on, either reach to myself or Punch on Instagram or Facebook or rich@richlingren.com or wherever. Just get a hold of me. We'll get your address. We'll get it shipped out. Congratulations. You're box one. Tony 450 is box one.
2450 is box one. Yeah, Tony, why don't you throw your email into chat if they don't have a way of contacting you? Otherwise, hit Rich or I up on Instagram in our DMs, and we'll make sure we get the box out to you.
Yeah.
Did he miss? You know what? Oh, there he is. He just posted. Here, thanks, bro.
There he is. So just reach out to us, and you'll be good to go. Congrats on the first box.
I need your address, Tony. I'll ship it out to you right away. I love that Bradley Hallman. Can I just say something? I've been watching the chat. I love that Bradley Hallman, newly minted elite angler, is hanging out in our chat and talking to people, and like
absolutely,
that's so cool. So shout out to you, Bradley. Thanks for hanging out and chit chat with people.
Sean, they did an early Black Friday sale. It's already done. Their code. They are doing doorbusters on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Some deals on reels, some deals online, and some deals on soft plastics are the doorbusters. So if you're interested in any of those categories, watch for the doorbusters this weekend.
Agreed.
All right, so I guess my time. Even Bryson,
right, your time to pop open a box.
All right. So what two themes are in your box?
So one of my boxes is my baits that I caught fish on all season. So one box is just personal favorite stuff of mine that I've legitimately used and caught fish on all year. And then another box is just some more experimental stuff that I got some feedback from some of my followers, plus some, just other stuff I want to throw in. So I guess that's a good description.
Battle braid scissors slices the tape.
I've been using my Benchmade bug out. if any knife nerds in the room, they probably know.
We just get a thanks, bruh.
From Andrew.
Andrew was in the chat earlier.
So if you guys don't know, his name is Andrew Olson. He's one of the awesome warehouse workers at Omnia, and he's a legitimate bass addict. So Andrew he fishes local tournaments. Everyone knows him. Super cool dude, and he's the guy packing the boxes at Omnia. So shout out to Andrew Olson if he's still here.
Nice. All right.
Ooh, wait, you got a paid comment.
Yeah, we got a super chat. Let's get this super chat out of the way.
Okay. Can I answer this one?
Khan, $5. Thank you for the super chat.
Can I answer this one? Because I literally have both of these reels sitting in my hand. Okay. So the Zillion or the Bantam be better for the glass. I will say, if you're throwing half-ounce chatterbaits, the Bantam can freaking launch them. Like the Bantam is really good at throwing baits a long distance. The Zillion is as well. I have a hard time saying which one of these I like most. These are both the same price, and I'm actually going to be doing a Bantam versus Zillion video like in the next couple of days. They both sit low profile, they both cast heavier baits really, really well. I'd say lighter baits, the zoom or the boost spool on the Zillion is probably a little better, but like if you're a Shimano fanboy, go with the Shimano Bantam. If you're a Daiwa, go with the Zillion. If you don't care about either of them, like if you're not brand specific, I would probably lean towards the Zillion just because it's a little lighter and sits a little lower. My only complaint with the Zillion is the finish does chip off, whereas the Bantam, you can beat the crap out of these things and they don't show any wear and tear. So if you're like really finicky about your gear looking great for years, definitely Bantam. The only downside is the Bantam is heavier. Yeah. This thing's like a chunky monkey, but it's chunky for a reason because it's a one-piece frame. So it's built to be way more sturdy. I've used both of these all season and I love them both. It sounds lame to be like they're both great, but it is true. They are both fantastic reels.
Yeah. And I would say the chat is 50-50 in responding. You can't, there's no wrong answer.
No, they're both awesome.
Yeah.
It's just this one's lighter.
Price, or is the Zillion a little cheaper?
They're both $350.
Yeah.
This one's lighter, has slightly easier to adjust controls, but the finish chips off. This thing is a little heavier, bulletproof finish, more sturdy, but it's just a little heavier. Both of them are super refined. Both of them are fantastic. To me, both of these reels are each brand putting like their best foot forward. Like this is the best thing about both of these brands. I think the Bantam is one of the best reels that Shimano makes, and the Zillion is like the best reel Daiwa has put out in years. So these are just both of these companies just, attacking each other in this price point. You can't go wrong. They're both great.
Yeah. And I evaluated those two reels to put on my Ecstasy when I got it this spring.
Right.
Because I wanted a nice reel to, and what swayed me was the Zillion was lighter. So I was looking for something light to go on my light Ecstasy.
Right.
You could also put, a glass rod's going to be a little heavier. So, from a fatigue standpoint, maybe go lighter reel. And then the other thing is it's easier to get a better deal on a Zillion with codes.
Very true. If you're just worried about price, you can get better deals on the Zillion, especially if you order from Japan. Bantams are a little harder to score like a deal on. But if you're just looking,
one of our codes at Omnia, get your premium membership, all kinds of things.
Sure.
So.
It's tough. They're both
great options.
If you had a chance to use one of these Bantams,
I would say that I agree. I see a couple people in chat say I wouldn't spend that much on a chatterbait reel. Because, yes, you can launch a half-ounce chatterbait with a Tatula CT or an SLX. I think I use an SLX XT for my chatterbait. I use a $130 reel.
Yeah, you don't need an expensive reel. I will say, though, I don't think it matters. I think people have different priorities for how they spend their money. Yeah, I don't really,
absolutely.
But if you're just saying, should I get a Bantam or a Zillion? Right. It's a coin flip. They're both really, really good.
You can't go wrong with either one of them.
Right. You will not be unhappy with either. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, everybody's a little bit different on the ergo and how it feels good in hand, and that's definitely that's a you thing that really every person's going to be different.
The ergo on both of these is fantastic. That's the other part. Is like they both sit super low profile and just feel great. Like on the feel and ergonomics, they're both great.
Yeah, and that
It's
Select
really
XP
hard.
is really good on a Champion XP rod too.
Nice.
All right, let's get into the box.
Dive into the
The
box.
first thing I have here is a rearrange.
Ooh, this is my other box. This is the just kind of miscellaneous box. So I threw this bait in for a reason, because this is a iCast color drop that Omnia for some reason hasn't sold out of. So this is a new color in Jackal that came out this year, and for some reason it's one of the easiest colors to find because everyone restocked with this color but hasn't gotten the other colors.
It's literally the only color they have at Omnia in either side.
Right.
You know?
But it's a cool color. Pop, take it out of the box. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I have these. I've thrown them. They look good in the water. To me, like I caught a few fish up on Vermilion in the stained kind of tannic water, and to me, this color looked really good in that that water. And to me, a really good smallmouth color. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot about. Hopefully this doesn't cause an issue for the stream. If we start lagging, somebody let me know. But I had set this up.
Oh, your bait cam?
Yeah.
The bait cam. But yeah, I like the Jackal re-range. It's a great jerk bait. I think there's a couple other jerk baits besides the 110 that people really do like, and that's the Jackal re-range, the OSP jerk baits, the Rudra, and then the dual Realis jerk baits are really popular too. It's not focusing very good.
Yeah, this is slowly becoming one of my favorite jerk baits, not called a 110. And they're much cheaper. They're like $14.99.
Yeah, so I threw that in there because it's an iCast color. It's something new. It doesn't seem to be flying off the shelves, but I think it's pretty sick.
All right, that's not working. So we're going to have to ditch the bait cam tonight.
So anyway, I wanted to throw in a cool jerk bait, and that's the one that stood out to me. So that's why
this honestly was a bait that I wanted to put in my fish catching box. I actually wanted to put the medium runner in, and they literally didn't have a single color in stock. Nice. Otherwise, I definitely would have put a Jackal rerange MR in my box.
So Jackal is really weird about their production. So they can they put out a whole bunch of baits and then they move on to another bait and then put a whole bunch of those out. They're not a company that like keeps stock up all year long. So if you really like a Jackal bait, you got to buy a bunch of them when they're available because you don't know when the heck they're going to restock. It could be a year or two.
If it's a really good fish catcher, they'll discontinue it.
Like the bling. Although I heard the bling is coming back finally.
Their frog. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. All right. So I have
this one was, I've never used this bait, but this one was suggested to me by a couple people on my Instagram. Apparently this is a pretty good crankbait. It's the Rick Clun
RC 65 medium diver. So that's a 65 millimeter.
Yeah, pop it out of the box. That's it. So RC stands for Rick Clun. This is the Rick Clun crankbait he designed for Ichikawa.
So it's 2.6 inches. It's a half ounce. Depth is 6 to 8 feet. Yeah, the Yozuri jerkbait I've heard good things about. I don't think Omnia carries Yozuri.
They do not.
I've kind of been waiting for Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew.
Now that we got space at the warehouse, can we get some Yozuri hard baits? Thanks.
So I was between the Jackal jerkbait and the Dual Realis jerkbait, but I went with the Jackal because I've actually used it. I have not used the Dual, but I heard the Dual Realis jerkbaits are really good. I have not used this crankbait. I'd like to hear your opinion on this one, but I had some people message me saying that this is a pretty dope crankbait. This Rick Clun Ichikawa bait, and these baits have been sitting on Omnia for a while now.
So it looks like this is one of those nano coated trebles on these.
So Ichikawa uses pretty high end hooks. It's like their own hooks.
Yeah, so these would be their own hooks, but they look pretty good. I mean, I like the color. It's kind of a really light blue back, chartreuse blue back, which I like.
The color was kind of cool. That's why I picked. I don't know. I just picked that color because I thought
the hooks are super sticky. It does. I think it's got Rick Clun's name on the back of it there. I don't know. There. A little hard.
Okay. Well, that's a pretty big lip. That's a nice looking lip. It's like really clear.
And a silent bait. Yeah,
right.
Cool looking bait. Good hooks on it.
People said it was pretty high quality for the price, so I think
good color. I mean, I'm a big fan of this color in general. It's like the only color Keith Combs ever throws. So,
You know, I have been curious about that crank. I haven't bought it myself personally, but I was like, we'll throw it in the box.
they don't look like sure sets in person, Dustin. All right, we've got a Nishini Chippewa RB.
This is a crank I have used, and it's awesome. This is a smallmouth catcher. I've caught some pretty fun. I've caught some nice smallmouth on this particular. Yeah, you should go full screen.
I don't know. That's really not working.
Or not, but yeah. So this is Nishini. He's a Japanese lure maker who lives in Canada, and he makes crankbaits and all sorts of cool stuff. But this Chippewa crank is great. I've caught a bunch of smallmouth on this thing. It absolutely works. It's a really nice shape.
Do these use the Ichikawa hooks as well?
Yes.
I was gonna say they look like the same hooks.
Yep. And I like that color too. It's a cool color. It's kind of dark. It's a little bluegilly.
Can't see on the. It doesn't say it on the package what it is.
And I believe that is the slow float.
This is black shad.
Black shad.
Slow float.
Yeah, slow float. So you can crank it down, let it sit, and it'll do a slow rise. Those are nice cranks. I've beaten the crap out of those things, bouncing them off rocks. Personally, I have a few that I've. What's cool too is they also sell a version that has a blade on the hook that I have, but Omnia doesn't sell the bladed version of those. I don't know why. I don't know where I got the bladed version. I might have gotten it from Ichikawa, or no, from Nishini directly. But all right, so you're getting 2 cranks and a cool jerkbait in that box.
But Sean, if you're a premium member, you get premium points back with a 15% code. So that actually ends up being like 23.5%, whereas you don't get points with a 20% off code. So
very good point.
But if you're not a premium member, then I guess disregard.
We writing down.
I guess South Jersey Fisherman's pretty excited about this box. This is right up his alley.
Well, it's not like super JDM, but
we got CDM, right? Canadian, right? Domestic. Isn't Nishini Canadian?
Yes, he is Canadian.
So we got. I mean, kind of Jackal's kind of borderline JDM.
I guess. All right, so that
Ichikawa.
Yeah, I guess. I'm kind of leaning heavy on the Nishini stuff.
Raptor Tail Juniors.
So pull that out. I've never used this plastic, but a couple people suggested this as a really good trailer.
Yeah, it's a good crawl. I've used them. It's not way different than a muscleback, but they were around before the muscleback, just to be clear. But yeah, they're good. They make a chunk trailer. They make a craw. It's a good bait.
Yeah, so that's the Excite.
Good old fashioned green pumpkin. This is the Raptor Tail Junior. They actually make a bigger version.
So yeah, that looked like a pretty legit cool plastic. I might actually get some of those for myself.
Excite baits. These are high float, so these are kind of designed to be a jig trailer or something that's going to float up or flip. Made in the USA, so not JDM.
Nope. And I have something to pair up with that. I'm all about the pairings in these boxes.
Yeah, in my next box, there's more pairing.
Okay, good to know. I like that. All right, this box has a pairing for that.
No, you don't get points when you have. Anytime you have a 20% off code, you don't get points with your premium membership. So
exactly
15% and lower codes, you get points. If it's more than 20% or 20% or more, you don't.
Yeah, you don't get.
People are saying I would try this box, legit box. All right, so here we have a Dirty Jigs Tackle football jig, finesse football jig, 1/2 ounce.
So that's to go with those Excite baits.
Green pumpkin candy. So
the green pumpkin candy is my favorite color in the Dirty Jig football jigs. Those are cool. Those are cool jigs.
It's basically green pumpkin with a little bit of purple and actually a little bit of June bug shirt, and then the green pumpkin has like green fleck in it.
That's just like a bluegilly kind of looking football jig.
Good looking color.
Yeah. So I figured that with the Excite will be pretty legit. Who is this guy in the chat?
Somebody can probably put that guy in the timeout.
I don't have
mods.
that.
All right. Just in case you were worried there wouldn't be a little bit more JDM, we have an SP3 Megabass spinnerbait.
So there's a reason I threw that in a box. So I went down fishing on pool 2 with a buddy of mine, Mike, and I was throwing a spinnerbait and he was throwing that exact spinnerbait, that SV3 and that white python, and he was smashing largemouth and smallmouth on that thing. Like he was crushing them on that thing on the river, like that exact spinnerbait. So I'm like, oh, I saw him catch, a dozen fish on that thing, so I better throw it in the box.
It's a 3/8 ounce white python double willow.
He was banging that thing off of wood. So, all that shallow wood in the river, he was just throwing it right into the wood, smacking it off the wood, and was getting bit by all sorts of bass.
Actually, 15% plus 10 does not equal 25% family budget fisherman, because the 15% comes off and then you get 10% off the reduced price. So it ends up being like 23 point something.
Oh, and
that's how math works. But yes, they don't exactly stack, because one goes and then the other one goes off the discounted price. So it's not a total.
I just want to give a shout out to Family Budget Fisherman. He's also a YouTuber, has a really cool YouTube channel. He likes reviewing rods just like I do. So, and he's been following me for like a long time, and he makes good content too. So you guys should definitely give a check.
I'll check it out. I've never heard of it, but the way the math works, it is not 25% off.
A bait sommelier. No, I'm not.
Oh, this looks like we may have our bonus.
Ooh, we got a good bag.
The end of yours. So we have a note plus a sub package here.
All right, this is the surprise bonus.
We'll look at the note first.
So this is chosen by Omnia staff members. Rich and I had
Rich. So they knew this was coming to me, even though
awesome.
Happy Thanksgiving. Throwing in a few new baits for you to check out, let you know what you think. We'll look at him here. Matt Johnson.
Oh, the boss.
The boss. Head cheese.
Yeah, Matt Johnson is the CEO of Omnia. So that's cool that he wrote it.
We've got some Rage Craw in motor oil red flake.
That's a new color.
New color.
Yeah, so that's a new striking color. I haven't.
A Rage Craw is a proven winner. I mean, like, there's no arguing that Rage Craws catch them.
I use Rage Craw as a swim jig trailer nowadays. That's kind of like my main use for it. So so that's kind of like a dirty brown with some red.
Yeah,
cool.
But it is a little, like, when you get it up to the light, like, it definitely is more translucent, more watermelon.
That's pretty sweet.
Got that coffee scent.
All right, that's a good one.
Yeah,
let's work on a swim jig or a football. You could throw that on
the regular jigs, swim jigs.
You could throw that on the. You could throw that on the dirty jigs football jig I threw in there.
All right, Tim. If you went to the little boys' room, here's the hack: you rewind to where you missed, and then go down the little gear sign and put it at 1.25 speed or 1.5 speed, and then you'll eventually catch up.
Maybe we'll do a recap.
No, Polish Pete is not the boss.
Polish Pete is a boss, but he's not the boss.
Yeah. Dustin says motor oil red, fantastic color. All right. Thanks for tuning in, Brendan. We'll see you. All right. Everett says everything in this box is perfect for his legs.
Well, I hope he wins it. I hope he wins it.
Right, so we've got 3-inch Zako. So the Zako's been out a while. I think the 3-inch is a newly released size.
They dropped that at ICAST, and it's the super small Zakos, which is, I don't know what you use a 3-inch Zako for. What do you think?
I would say probably a Mini Max, right? This would be a great trailer for a Mini Max chatterbait.
I've never touched a Mini Max, so I don't even know what they look like.
The Mini Max is a fish catcher.
Nice.
And this is watermelon, copper, orange with red. This would be great on the back of a Fire Craw Mini Max. Yep.
Cool. We got
rig. Nick says on a Demiki rig. Yeah.
You could throw a ball head jig, I guess. Well, because those tails aren't flanged, so they don't like kick on their own.
Well, they're segmented, but they're not. They don't have a paddle tail.
Got it. Cool. Hey, bonus baits. We love it.
Oh, Greg says just got his PB Smalley on the Mini Max.
What? Maybe I need to get some Mini Max.
No clamshell.
Yeah, look at that. X Zone.
All right, one more thing. We've got the Nishini Finesse cover jig. So
I know about this.
Ounce. It's a
So I've used this jig. This came out at ICAST, and it just hit. I got a chance to throw this a little bit in the fall. Take that thing out because the brush guard on that thing is pretty gnarly. Like that's a finesse jig that's meant for wood.
It's a heavy little jig too.
Right. That thing is meant for throwing into like cribs.
It's got a really nice little hand twisted wire barb that's pretty sturdy.
Dude, those plastic keepers on the Nishini jigs are the best. Those wire plastic keepers, they are gnarly.
But yes, for its size.
Right. So this jig was literally built for hard cover. So it's meant for throwing into brush piles, into trees, into cribs. Hint, hint, you Wisconsin people, this is a crib bait. So like anything where you need it to come through some pretty gnarly hard cover, that's what they designed this for. So one last thing, it's designed so you can throw it on spinning rods because it's but
you want it to be a decently medium heavy. Like you don't want a medium light probably because with that weed guard, you're gonna need to probably braid. I wouldn't throw this on straight 10-pound fluoro. I feel like you'd have trouble sticking them. But with braid to fluoro and a nice medium action spinning rod, but you also don't want to go too heavy because that hook is decent, but it's not.
I would throw that on like a medium heavy spinning rod, like what you use to like crack tubes with. What I would throw that on. So like a longer medium or a medium heavy spinning rod with braid for sure on that thing. I think they're lead. I think it's lead. I want to say it's lead. I don't think Nishini does jigs in tungsten.
Yeah, nothing about it says tungsten that I can see. So I'm
pretty sure it's lead.
And I would say based on the weight for the size of the head, I think it is. But they are picking up some weight by having like the wire tie. They're getting some of their weight down the shank there a little bit. But yeah, cool looking little jig.
Yeah, it's definitely for if you're throwing in the brush piles, trees, cribs, anything where it's pretty nasty, that's what that little jig is for.
Cool. Not tungsten, but
Bradley should get some Nishini sponsorship because he's making good stuff.
Brad was actually in his Oneida tournament. He was playing around with a lot of these style compact finesse jigs for smallies. So
nice. That's my bread and butter, man. I love the little jigs for smallmouth. Hint, hint. There might be something related to that in the other box.
Yeah. If you, JCB, truly love that smell, watch the Doorbusters at Omnia this weekend.
Hint, hint, and wink, wink, nod, nod. All right, that's the end of the box, right? That's it.
Yep, that is.
All right.
Recap: Nishini finesse jig, 3-inch Seiko, new color Rage Cross. That's the bonuses from Omnia. You've got an awesome jerkbait in the Jackal rearrange. Take Punch's word for it. Pretty cool square bill from Chippewa. You've got JDM spinnerbait that he said his buddy kicked his butt with.
100% catches fish on the river.
This is more of a viewer friend recommendation for the Ichikawa. And then you've got football jig with a pack of trailers ready to go.
I'm a big football jig fan. I catch a lot of fish on the football jig. It's like one of my go-tos. I always have a football jig locked and loaded. It's kind of like my thing.
Duffy says both boxes pretty sick.
All right, we got good feedback so far. I like it.
Most people were pretty down with our boxes last time too.
That's because they want to win them. Everybody likes free stuff. All right.
It says 7-foot medium casting rod works well with the smaller jig with lighter hooks. It's called the Light Jig Texas Rig Rod. So
that's a good
those
suggestion.
Are anti-spinner pulls.
Kage 7-foot medium. So that Nishini jig, like Andrew's saying, you absolutely could throw any of those finesse jigs on a medium power bait casting rod. So it's a very, very good suggestion, Andrew.
All right. So writing box number 2 on there so I don't forget which one's which. Let's see here. We answered that one. Thomas wants to know, where can I actually get OSP cranks in stock?
OSP only sells to only a handful of distributors in America. So like the 2 or 3 places, if they don't have them, they don't have them. Like Hookup's the Bane one that gets the most.
Swimbait on a prairie. Which Dobbins rod for a K-Tech football? Are we talking about like their finesse football? Or
So
the OW Snipe? Are those like
yeah,
footballs?
yeah, those are finesse football jigs. He's talking probably like 3/8 ounce finesse jigs.
Probably. I mean, depending on your budget, I would assume that would you throw that on the rod, your Ecstasy, your 754, or is that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So if you would throw it on that, then I would say
the longer 4-power.
754, 744.
So
if I went down to champion, I'd probably go 733 because the 744 is too stout, I would say, and the 734 is a little soft or like different action. A 714 Caden, like it would kind of depend on your price point, but I would kind of stick to 4s, but sometimes 3s in that 7.1 to 7.4, depending on your preference.
Yeah, I literally threw the 1/2 ounce Beast Coast open water finesse jig on the 754. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Ecstasy, and it was awesome, like really great. Like yeah. So yeah, any of the 4-power, I would agree, are probably going to be right in the pocket.
All right, Cody, what rod are most of you throwing the tube on? I like a 3-power Dobbins for tubes, whether it's a spinning rod or a casting rod. I like the Champion Extreme 743, but whatever your budget is, a 3-power Dobbins is a great tube rod. What do you like for tubes?
I've moved away from the tube for the most part. I haven't thrown it too much in the last couple of years, but when I did throw it a lot, I like it on there's a HellaBass makes a rod called the Brigand. And it's basically like a 7.4? I forgot the exact length, but basically like a 7.4 medium heavy spinning rod. Like anything a little longer than 7 and a medium heavy. Because when I throw tubes, I'm usually using a pretty like a good stout hook, and I'm like cracking it off rocks. So I would say like a 7 to 7.4 medium heavy spinning rod. I go a little heavier with tubes than just regular medium.
Yeah. So type box 2 if you want to get in.
Yeah, join. We're giving all this stuff away. We're not keeping Rich and I aren't keeping any of this. This is all going.
You got an invite to go to Grindstone. It's still open, he said.
We still got open water on Grindstone this weekend. Really? Grindstone is still open right now? Are you kidding me? That's one of my favorite lakes. I hit that lake all the time, and I'm shocked it's still open right now. Is Northwest Wisconsin just not getting cold right now?
Maybe it's just big enough.
It's not that big. It's really not that big of a lake.
Well, thanks for tuning in, Brad. We'll have you on soon enough here. I'll be sending you a text or a message here, and we'll have Brad on in the near future.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out, man. That's so cool to have the Bradley Hallman elite angler hanging out with us for 2 hours? That's crazy.
Let's see here. Who has used the Mag Freestyle? I have not. I've only thrown the traditional. I've never used the Freestyle Mag Draft.
I have Mag Draft Freestyles, and I've never taken them out of the package.
So maybe somebody in chat can tag Little Rich and give him. Bill Badman wants to know, how much do you have invested in reels?
What does that mean? Like how much I've spent on reels?
Like if you had to guess your current reel inventory.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Next question.
Just here on the table, I got.
Wait, is Cole still watching? And is he going to tell your wife?
Oh, right on the table, I got Stella, Bantam, Zillion, and a Metanium. So this is just some of it. This is just what I have on the table. I only have these on the table because I'm making a video about some of this stuff. So I have them here. So here's my flex. This is just stuff on the table. But I don't know. I don't keep track of any of that stuff.
Serpent Lake and Crosby is open. It's weird. I don't know what's going on. Most of the lakes I drove by today in the metro, like Crystal and Marion, they were pretty well iced up from what I could see from the lake road. So I don't know what's going on.
Raymond said, is the Metanium better than the Bantam? I will 100% say no. Buy a Bantam. I like the Bantam way more than a Metanium for many reasons, but your money is better spent on a Bantam than a Metanium. I'm just going to... Using both, I will definitely steer people towards the Bantam. The new Bantam, not the old one. We got what? Is anyone else entering? We got 138. I think it's kind of stuck.
Dustin lives in Illinois, and his lakes are up. And then, what's his name telling me that up by Brainerd the lakes are still open. So I don't know what to think. All right, looks like people have gotten in. And it's time to hit the button. And actually, I'll have a bonus regardless if a member wins this or not.
Sweet.
Bass Assassin. I feel like
Bass Assassin. That's a great name, by the way.
Bass, but it doesn't look like you're currently a member. Congrats. So
Bass Assassin is a sick name.
But I will let you pick.
What do you mean let him pick?
So I'm not going to throw in a Wigglewort because he's not currently a member. But
you got options?
Bass Assassin, you can either take this Thunderhawk /110 jerkbait.
What the hell is
or
that?
The 6 Cents Crush 100X silent to add to your box.
What is the what is that jerkbait? Is that something from the MTV?
No, it's Thunderhawk. They sent the big stuff. They actually got some cool baits. We did open. I've never heard of them a while ago. They're kind of a newer company.
Okay.
It's not like a monster bass like Catchco type brand. It is so you want the jerkbait or the Crush 100 Bass Assassin in your box? Yeah, Thomas says Thunderhawk is low-key underrated. They got some interesting things.
Fair enough. All right. I've not heard of them, so I have zero opinion. They might be legit. All right, so Bass Assassin won that box.
So let me know, Bass Assassin. Oh,
Tony 4.
He'll take the jerkbait. He's going to take the Thunderhawk. So
Nice.
the Thunderhawk's going in his box. It almost doesn't fit in there. There's so much stuff in that box.
I'm sure you'll squeeze it in.
All right.
Tony 450 won the first box. Was it 2420 or 2450? I don't remember. Okay, so
And Bass Assassin, send me a note, Instagram or somewhere, so I can, or Facebook or somewhere to get a hold of me.
yeah, you got to hit us up on either Instagram or email. Put my email in there too. You never know.
Cool.
All right, so we going on to box number
Box
3.
number 3.
All right, we got the second box from Rich here.
So this would be my my basically the HellaBass viewer favorites based on purchase patterns.
Okay.
I'm kind of why is there no Jack Links in our boxes?
Because I got them all. I have so much jerky now. I think the Omnia people have been trolling me and just keep putting more and more jerky into my orders. It's getting nuts. I'm like, okay. So how many people we have watching completely like total right now?
214.
We're over 200. That's awesome. Okay, stick around because we have 2 more boxes to go. Here we go. We got another note from Andrew. Packed a bunch of these boxes apparently. Thanks for the order. Hope they like this package and put it to good use. All right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Andrew.
Bass Assassin, rich@richlingren.com. Email.
Yeah, hit either of us up on Instagram. Ooh, I'm already seeing
doesn't.
some stuff on the top of here. We might as well just go right out of the gate.
So we got the Omnia. No, we don't have the Omnia stuff.
We got a jackhammer.
We're bringing the heat right out of it. We're going jackhammer.
Half ounce. This is a good color. It's the Brett. I already know this color. It's the Brett B Height Delight, the bluegill pattern.
So this was the let's see. Like the number, it was up there. One of the top selling baits. That color, that size was absolutely one of the best selling baits from my audience at Omnia.
Oh, yeah.
Big surprise, right? Like that's
it's the bluegill pattern with the green pumpkin blade. Totally. Oh, hey, by the way.
Oh, you did get jerky.
There is a jerky in here.
That's funny. There wasn't jerky in the other boxes.
I'll forward this to whoever got the box. I won't keep this.
You can throw in some extra. Brian is going to throw extra jerky in everybody's boxes that he's got.
I can. I have some extras. Okay. Oh, geez. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. Okay. So we got more of these. Oops.
Yep. So
we got
more
more
those because so that there's a bunch of plastics that were in top sellers, and I thought somebody should have some hooks. All right. Actually, no, these were in the top sellers. That's no mind. They're a top seller.
Okay, so this is interesting. You gave the ringed hooks, but you also threw in some G Finesse 3/0s.
So both were in my top 10 baits of people using my code.
Interesting. So how many come in the packet? So this comes with, well, they both come with 4. Okay. So 4 hooks in each package, which is interesting.
Now, I like the Superline ring hook for flipping. That particular hook, the G Finesse, I like that more like a Carolina rig.
Got it. I Carolina rigged all year with ringed hooks, and it was great. Okay. Oh, speaking of, hey, we've seen these already tonight.
Yep. So that was a top seller. 3/8 ounce, that particular size, and I don't know about the blade combo, but that was the size, hook, and weight that was the best seller.
So you get two in a package.
Yeah. So that no. Most common use of that is to put some kind of a paddle tail swim bait on it.
Like these?
Like those. So I put in the 3.8 Tennessee Shad K-Tech Fat Impacts to go with those.
So Tennessee Shad is kind of like it's got a little bit of pearl. It's kind of smoke, right? It's kind of a smoke. I don't want to pop it open because it opens up the staple, but it's kind of a green pumpkin smoke pearl kind of color.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So you're getting that combo right there. Now, is this the right size to throw on these?
I think so. I guess I don't throw a lot of the flashy swimmer, but that was my best guess.
Okay. The next thing in here is something I buy all the time, and I love these, but most people don't think about it too much.
Yep. That actually was a top seller.
I love these stupid things. Because when you buy a lot of high-end rods, don't come with any hook keeper, like HellaBass and Shimano stuff. So you got to furnish your own hook keepers, and these things are legit.
Yeah, so if you've got rods that either don't come with hook keepers, a lot of times spinning rods, or it gets broken off, or it's in a position where you don't like it,
right?
Then you can add that.
So I have bought the Chinese knockoff versions of these off eBay. So you can go buy these off eBay and you get bulk packages for the same price as one of these costs. So you can get like a bunch of them for $6-7. The silicone tubes break. I've put rods in the rod locker with the knockoff Chinese ones, and I've taken them out of the rod locker and they're gone because they broke off and they're laying in the bottom of my rod locker. So I've replaced and started just keeping using the real Fuji ones, and they don't break.
Yeah. So they're worth the real ones. Get them at Omnia.
I always bought the cheap ones from China, like off eBay, and I'm like, oh, they're the same thing. They are not. They snap over time. We got more bobber shop.
That was like the number 2 thing of all.
So you know what's funny? Many years ago, someone on Facebook said I got bulk bobber stops that they were selling from a Chinese source, I'm assuming, and I bought like a ton of them, and I'm still going through them. So I'm like, I got enough bobber stops personally to last me probably till I'm 80. But there we go.
But they're handy. Everybody needs them.
Oh yeah, I jumped on someone who's trying to get rid of a bunch, and this is a bait I've caught a lot of fish on in the past, but I've kind of moved away from. But it is still a proven bait. The old chigger craw
still gets it done. Green pumpkin, 4-inch chigger craw.
This used to be my go-to everyday craw, but I've replaced it with like the X Zone craw and some other craws. So, but back when there was less options for this size crawfish bait, this was the man. Like, this was the best one for a long time. It probably still is. Green pumpkin chigger craw. All right, this is a good box.
Staple.
Okay, we got something from one of your favorite brands. Tactical minnow.
Yeah, that'll go great with the bee height chatterbait.
So this is a watermelon red flake. So yeah, I'm assuming you used this as your chatterbait trailer most of the season.
Yeah. My go-to chatterbait trailer is the tactical minnow.
Yeah. So tell them what makes this a little different than because most people say you shouldn't throw a paddle tail on a chatterbait because you kind of want no action on your trailer.
I'll pop one out so they can see it.
But this one is a little different than like a Kitech, right?
Right. So it's a very diminutive paddle tail. It doesn't the chatterbait will overpower the paddle tail, and it acts, I would say, more like a fluke on the back of a bladed jig than it does a paddle tail.
Cool. Yeah. So the fact that you've caught the snot out of fish using this as a trailer is all the reason you need to pick these up. Oh, this is interesting. We got a bait bag of some sort?
Yeah, that surprised me. I didn't know what it was, but it was like really high. They're like 99 cents.
They feel kind of cheap.
I don't know. I've never bought them. I don't know what it is. It was like one of the very best sellers. I threw it in there. It was 99 cents. I don't know. People buy them. I don't.
Can I give you an honest opinion just touching this right now?
For sure. I've never seen it.
This feels literally no different than a Ziploc bag you get at a grocery store. Like you could buy probably a box of these things at the grocery store and get the same, like it's got a flat box. Like this is literally nothing different than a Ziploc bag. Except it's got missile baits on the front.
No opinion. You won't be offending me. I'm just like, this is like, it was the theme was, what are people buying that watch
right.
my...
But to me, this for 99 cents, you could probably get a whole box of these at your local grocery store. Like this doesn't feel any higher quality than it, except that it's got missile baits on it. And it's got a barcode too, which is interesting on both sides. People are buying this thing? That's crazy. Shocking. Okay. This is a good one. The old stealth fighter jig. This is a staple.
Now, personally, I'm more of a Bass Tech guy, but wanted to stay true to the theme of the box. The half-ounce money crowd was one of the best sellers in the fighter jig.
So I personally use the fighter craw, and I do use this color, and I use it in a half ounce, and it absolutely gets bit really well in grass. Like this is a great, just flipping around some coontail, flipping around some milfoil, flipping around docks, just an all day. It's a jig you can tie on from morning till sunset and just use it all day for whatever.
All right. Chris is probably one of the people that's used the code. He says they're cheap but effective. He likes the way that they're gusseted on the bottom.
Yeah, that's fair.
Andrew says his have held up. So I don't know. Interesting.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you could probably find something like this on Amazon or at the grocery store for really cheap. But John Cruz is really good at figuring out ways to get people to buy stuff. But this is a 100% legit grass jig for sure. Cool. Guess what? There's a bonus package.
Was that everything that wasn't bonus?
This is, we're done with your stuff. We're into the bonus baits.
So a couple other things just to highlight that they didn't have in stock at the time that were Bass Tactics B jig. They didn't have a weight that the Bass Tactics B jig is it's the hair jig from that Gussie uses, and the one that sold the best was the one that doesn't come with the hair on it. So I wasn't sure if people would be up to tying their own hair jigs, so I didn't put that in the box.
Probably not.
And then there was some big dude tube jigs, and I didn't think that was like for everybody because those are more of a Great Lakes thing for a lot of people. They're like the exposed. Bait fuel was on the list. They were out.
Bait fuel? They're out of bait fuel?
Yeah, they were when I filled my thing. So those were a couple of things that were on the list that didn't get in the box, but just kind of filling in the blanks there.
I personally can't bring myself to pay for bait fuel. Okay, so this is the bonus bag that Omnia threw in. It's a note from the Omnia CEO. I'll put that up if anyone wants to read it. It says, hey, Punch, dropping in a couple. I know, is that funny? Hey, Punch, dropping in a few items that we wanted you to check out. And then he lists the baits. He says, happy Thanksgiving to you and the fam, Matt Johnson. If
that was a Mega Bass 99-cent bag, Punch would be all over it.
Hey, look what's in here. We got a slobber knocker.
There we go.
There we go. And this isn't a good cut. This is a black and blue. This is like the June bug.
I got to throw the slobber knocker a little bit, maybe like 30 casts with it before a pike ate it. I thought it ran good. It had a good vibration. It started up really nice. Had one bite on it, and a pike swallowed it.
Can I say something like this packaging? Who came up with this? Because it's if you notice, look to the side. Half the skirt is kinked around the corner. It
They
doesn't.
do when you pull them out of the package. They are very so. It's the power bait skirt. It is very matted. It's like you got to like comb it out before you use it.
I gotta say, Berkeley, design wise, probably a good bait, but packaging wise, this is not.
Yeah, like turn the blade a little bit. Like you could have made that like half the thickness.
Or I mean, you already copied Z-Man on, or you already copied Evergreen and Z-Man on the bait. Copy them on the packaging. Look how like little this is compared to this.
And the thing is, those are made probably overseas. So like when you fill an ocean container with those things, you get half as many slobber knockers in the ocean container as you do a jackhammer.
Oh, bait might be great, but packaging, stupid. This is smart packaging. This is very dumb packaging. I mean, if you're gonna copy the bait, might as well just copy the whole thing, right? Anyway, that being said, you're getting 2 chatterbaits in this box, which is cool.
Trevor, you win tonight.
To bait, since the guy just shot $500 reels. Yeah, but you know what? Those $500 reels have actual engineering involved, where bait fuel is bullshit. Excuse me.
Maybe you just need to put some bait fuel on your power bait skirts to get them to open up.
Fair points.
Yeah.
All right.
People are echoing what I said about the skirts.
Yeah, you do got to kind of straighten them out, but then they're fine. It's not a big deal. Okay, we got this is a new color in the Rage Craw. Have you heard of this one? It's called American Special. No, I'm sorry, African Special. I didn't read it wrong.
So it's going to be African Special is typically black with like blue, red, purple flakes.
Yeah, this is like a black bait with a ton of crazy flake. So yeah, black with just all of the flake.
all of the flake and
there's
lots
purple,
of it.
There's red, there's silver. Just they took all the flake and threw it into black. That's pretty cool. This is definitely gonna work fine on the back of that black and blue slobber knocker. If that bag had JDM, it would. Why does everyone think I'm like beholden to JDM? Because I do bento unboxings. Everyone thinks that's all I care about. Most of the year, I'm not using JDM anything. Makes a difference on crappie. Crappies are dumb. They bite everything. Okay, and then we also got a package of the 3-inch Zacos. This color is different than the one you got. This is just a regular old green pumpkin.
Okay. Sean, maybe we could do a bait fuel giveaway. We'll do a drawing and you could ship
4 bottles of bait fuel. My conspiracy theory is someone sold Berkeley a whole bunch of extra disinfectant hand lotion and they just remarketed it as scientifically proven bait fuel or bait coating or whatever, and now they're just getting rid of warehouses full of hand sanitizer. That's my conspiracy theory. Okay, so that's it. We're good on the box.
So people like the box? Good box? Not a good box?
I think it's good. Stealth Fighter Jig is sick. You got a slobber knocker with trailer plus the Zaco. You're getting a jackhammer. You're getting these catch everything, man. I've caught walleyes, smallmouth, largemouth, everything on it. Everything catches. Everything bites a K-Tech. Got the flashies. Got some good EWG.
Oh, most people are saying good. Steve's like, it's just decent.
Can't please everybody. We got more trailers. We got the old Chigger Craw. Can't miss. Oh, and the most important thing, a snack.
You get some beef jerky. Oh, Andrew says best box yet.
Ooh, Andrew's a fan.
Bold statement.
All right. Andrew's a fan. Cool.
I didn't want to answer Dustin's question. He asked about the Arsenal. And they have 2 colors that are in that shad. They have this magic shad. They have this IU pearl. I think that's probably more sea shad, but those are kind of their 2 shad. They have a white too, but as far as like things that have that 2-tone, like the Tennessee, those are the 2.
Oh, like the Kitech, yeah. Kitechs are the Tennessee shad. Oh, so he's wondering if Arsenal has like an equivalent color or something close. Sounds like they do. Right. Oh, someone said Chigger Craw could definitely go on the fighter jig. Absolutely. I didn't even think about that. That's a good pairing.
Yeah. Oh, I got Hot Girls. Where's Tim? Where's my mods?
We got spammers. Hey, you know you have a successful stream when you attract spammers.
Absolutely.
That means people are.
Can anybody guess? Well, maybe they're on your channel. They might be on yours.
Do I need to boot some people from mine?
I don't know. I can do it. We can do it from here.
I don't know I don't know how.
They may not be seeing them because they may not be in my.
Yeah, so we still got about 200 people hanging out. That's awesome. All right.
And maybe they're on your. I'll just block the user. They could be on your channel. Yeah, they must have been on yours. So I blocked them. See, the one thing I do is I have my chat set so that only subscribers can comment. So a lot of times I keep some of the spam bots out. All right, let's answer a few questions. You already asked, is Metanium better than Bantam? So what about Dirty Jigs being bought? So they were bought by, I think, American Bait Works. Is that right? If I remember correctly. So the same people that own the Scum Frogs, the
I didn't hear about
fishing. So I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's kind of normal in the fishing industry, right? Things tend to end up consolidating. Hopefully, I mean, as long as they keep things the same, I'm okay with it. I don't know about the Mojo rods. You have opinions on the Mojo rods?
It's one of St. Croix's older brands. They're made in Mexico. Honestly, I think Victory has kind of leapfrogged the Mojos in all respects. So I would probably just go up to the Victories instead of picking up Mojos, especially if you can find the Victories on a little bit of a discount. That's my opinion. So not a big fan of the Mojos. In general, the Victories are pretty nice. So if you're going to, I would just go up that.
There were some people that really like some of the glass Mojo rods. I never used them, but some people were fans of those.
Yeah, they basically, St. Croix did their Legend Tournament glass rods, and they brought some of that tech down into the Mojo glass rods, which are way different than the regular Mojo rods. So yeah, the Mojo glass I know are pretty popular, especially with like chatterbait, spinnerbait people. Do I like does G Loomis make edge blanks? I see they have Gary talking about. I don't follow edge rods at all. I don't care about edge rods. I've heard so many bad stories about their customer service that I totally ignore edge rods. So I know there's people out there that like them. They're just not really on my radar whatsoever.
Late breaking news: smoked turkey has overtaken roasted by 2%.
How many people can smoke a turkey? You got to have a smoker. Like most people, that's a barrier that they can't overcome. Like most people don't have a smoker big enough to smoke a turkey. I would like to get the Exist. When Omnia gets some Exist in stock, I'll probably jump on them. But I would like to add an Exist to the arsenal this year. I'm not in a big rush, but I will pick one up. The Lose KVDs on sale. Did they not sell well? I don't know. I'm guessing the Lose KVD stuff did not do that well, and a lot of companies use Black Friday and Christmas to kind of get rid of stock so they can bring in more stuff next
Or
year.
they're going to revamp it and rebrand, right? That's the other thing.
Those just came out, though, within the last year and a half, so I doubt they were going to cycle them quite yet. But a lot of Lose's price point stuff, which is the KVD that's like sub $200, a lot of that stuff they mass produce and have a lot of stock of, and then around Christmas time, that's the stuff that goes.
Or
discounts.
They based their forecasts on COVID numbers, and now sales have dropped, and they are sitting on a pile of them, and they need to move them. That's another.
You never know, but if you like the Lose KVD stuff and you want to grab it on sale, go for it. I mean, it's basically the same stuff, just red. How's the hookup ratio with that ring hook?
Amazing.
Fantastic.
And they stay pinned.
What's interesting when you hook set a fish on the ringed hook, the hook set is like right up through the nose. Like it's like really right. you almost brain them sometimes. Like the hook sets are pretty awesome. Traeger in the AM. Nice. Get the exist from Japanese. So I would buy an exist from a JDM seller, but I want to support Omnia. So whenever they get the exists in, I will probably be buying it from them. I know you can get it cheaper from JDM sources because the yen is down compared to the US dollar. However, I want to have a warranty that works with the US Daiwa companies. And I'm aware that it's a better deal to buy from Japan sellers, but I purposely don't buy from them.
Favorite 7.3 high-end spinning rod.
I know my answer.
My highest end spinning rod that I like and I use all the time is the Dobbins 742, the Champion Extreme, the DX 742.
My favorite is the G Loomis NRX Plus now 872S. That is one of the best spinning rods ever made. It's on the Mount Rushmore of spinning rods. If you ever have a chance to pick up an 872S, do so because it is choice. That is a great, great spinning rod.
We might be having a bonus giveaway tonight. There we go. So there will be a 5th box.
Oh my gosh.
Courtesy of Andrew Olson.
There we go.
So,
Andrew is one of the Omnia employees, so if he's got a goodie box, there might be some good stuff in there.
So the ring hook is basically it's an EWG.
Oh, here,
it's got a welded ring. I guess you can probably grab one. And it does 2 things.
So the ringed hook is just your average EWG with a closed ring on the end of it,
which works better than trying to use your own split ring. Putting your own split ring in there doesn't really work because of the double thickness. So it gives the bait more freedom and movement, kind of like a Tokyo rig or a biffle head. And there's just something about when you set the hook being on that ring that you catch the meat more times than not, and they stay pinned. They don't get I don't know what the physics of it is, but it works.
So for 2 seasons, I have switched to using ringed hooks on all of my Texas rig rods. So every time I Texas rig, whether it's in the grass, whether I'm flipping, even Carolina rigging, I'm using a ringed hook now. And my hookup ratio is amazing since switching to the ringed hook, especially when you're fishing heavy cover, like a lot of
no issues on knots. I don't think it's better or worse.
No, I've never had a problem. I use fluorocarbon. I'm usually using 15 to 16. I'm usually using like 15 pound Invisics or 16 pound FC Sniper, and I can crack them on this ring hook, and it's fine.
They were in the giveaway boxes from earlier, Sean. That's why.
These are fantastic. If you Texas rig in grass, you should be trying a ringed hook. It's awesome.
Yeah, for $4 or $5, the cost of them, do yourself a favor and try them.
I rarely lose them. I had one ring hook. So I was using my Steez AGS bottom contact 2 with a Texas rig for fishing grass with a creature bait. I think I used one ring hook for like 2 months. Like I didn't, you know what I mean? Like one hook lasted me quite a while.
Yeah, and I guess Chris said he had good, and I've had quite a few people that have tried them based on either Fighter's recommendation or one of our recommendations on the channel. And I've never had anybody go, "Oh, thanks, Hella. That sucked." They're always like, "Wow, that really works." I don't know.
They do. The word is out. People are using them, and people who switch to them just don't switch back. They just stick to them. I mean, you don't have to use a ring hook if you're happy using your regular EWG.
Yeah, if you're not losing fish, if you're pinning all your fish, keep doing what you're doing. But if you're ever frustrated with your Texas rigs or your flipping setups, and you're not a big fan of straight shank,
right. All right, we doing a giveaway on the box?
Yeah,
Is everyone entered?
Let's
do it.
Punch the number here. Let's 126. Time to hit the button.
Here we go. We got one more box after.
I just got to open a box. Man, we
got one more to go.
I think maybe we should just do let's do JCBQ. What's going on?
Who's
Did
that
he
guy?
join tonight? Was he one of the No. Right there. And types good luck. He wins.
He wins what?
So
congrats.
He won. Nice. You won your box.
JCB, you got so JCB. I need to ship you the box. So if you want to hit me up on Instagram or hit Rich up, I need your address. I'm on Instagram at Punch Fishing, or you can send me an email. I'll drop my email.
No time for gradations tonight, Amy. I'm sorry. TK can't complain about too short of a stream tonight. Let's do, while we're here, we're going to do box 5, if that's okay, Andrew.
It's like a sports thanking Jesus after you've won the game.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're gonna do box 5 right away. Don't type yet. I don't have it pulled up. We're gonna do Andrew's box right now.
Okay, so Andrew from Omnia wants to give away a box to a stream member. We'll do that right now.
Somebody's already in it somehow. Before I even press the button, there was a person in there.
Rich and I can send your information over to
you
Andrew.
can get a hold of either one of us. I'm gonna do box 4. Right. Box 4 is right here, but I just want to do box 5 right now because Andrew offered it up. I don't know if he's going to be awake by the time I finish box 5. So he said he's got a bunch of stuff he's inherited at work, samples, overruns, things like that. He's going to donate a box and ship it. So
you're going to be getting goodies from an Omnia employee. So you never know. There could be some good stuff in there.
While we're waiting for those entries, D Vang says preference Tokyo rig versus punch T rig when fishing northern bodies wild with submerged grass.
I switch between a Texas rig and a power shot. Those are my two that I go to. I don't Tokyo rig much.
I've tried Tokyo rig a little bit and I've caught a few fish on it, but I have not found an instance where I've gotten a bit better. Now that is compared against the ring hook. I guess I did have one hooked up here, but like I flip on the ring hooked, which gives me some of that movement of the Tokyo rig, I feel like. Now, the one thing I have started using the Tokyo rig for on northern waters is in place of a biffle head. So I'll put a heavier weight on a Tokyo rig and drag that, like swim it, drag it like a biffle head. And I think I get better hookups than I do with a biffle head.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. In those situations, I'm probably throwing a football jig or a Carolina rig.
Right. But if you want that more like...
No, I get it. That makes sense. Warehouse associate.
Cost of living in Minneapolis is way cheaper than Chicago, and our fishing's a lot better, Sean. So,
facts. Come on up. See if Omnia is hiring. No, I don't use a ring hook when I'm free rigging. I use a small, usually a 2-aught EW. I usually use a pretty small hook when I'm free rigging. Like I usually
you could use the regular like 2-aught VMC, and their non-HD might work.
Yeah, I use a Ryugi Infinity hook, I think it's called.
Honestly, that 3-aught G Finesse hook that I had in the box would be a good free rig hook.
Yeah, absolutely. I stick to 2-aught or 3-aught for free rigging. Usually 2. But yeah, this could absolutely be a free rig hook for sure.
Right. And now Brian's giving away his bento box.
We haven't hit enough likes yet.
Okay.
We haven't even hit 150 likes, and we've had 200 people on the stream. So people need to hit like.
People want a couple of the free missile bags, Ziploc bags in there.
Ziploc bags would be great. I never even heard of those missile Ziploc bags, so that's a new one to me.
That is true. You cannot use your knot to hold up the plastic with the ring hooked.
No, it has to be. Yeah, you lose that. You're not going to be able to bury.
I mean, you could do it, but you'd be defeating a lot of the purpose of the ring hooked if you did that.
Yeah, I don't have a problem. I Texas rig a lot with like rage bugs and D-bombs, and those work just perfectly fine on the ring hook. I'll call you Bass Assin. Bass Assin. That's actually
So I do, Alex. I do put a peg in front of it, but I will leave a little space, right? I don't want it tight. I'll leave it so that you get just a quarter inch of slack when I peg it.
I peg it or not, depending on the bait. Some baits I want it to fall and float down. And some baits I just, like a worm, you just want it to go right to the bottom because it doesn't have really anything going on when it floats down. But if it's like something that's a little flange and it's got some flappy appendages, I will let that and it'd be unpegged and just let it do its thing on the way down. So I alternate based on the bait. If it's a D-bomb, peg that thing because it just flops to the bottom, doesn't do anything. You know what I mean? Get rid of the trash bags and stock something good in that space. What are you talking about? They got
all kinds of space now. Actually,
they have a lot of
we're gonna have to go check. I have not checked out their new space, but that is on the list. All right, let's.
All right, we got the last
things move in here. 124 people in for box. The true mystery box. You won't know what's in it until you get it.
We don't know. It could be a whole. It could be a box of Lindy rigs for all we know.
Yeah, it could be pulse minnows and.
It could be the discount bin at Walmart. No idea.
Oh, Amy, you were all there. See that, Amy? You were the second. Paul Burgess. I've definitely seen him in the chat tonight. Amy, you almost won TK's Christmas present. You were that close.
Paul Burgess wins the mystery Omnia box from Andrew.
Yeah, so get a hold of Punch or myself on Instagram or Facebook, or send me an email at Richard and I'll get your info over to Mr. Olson, and we'll have them ship that directly to you.
For sure.
Thank you so much, Andrew, for helping out, making this even a more fun night. So
we've been maintaining right around 200 people this whole time. Like no one's left, which is awesome.
Who was box 3?
Box 3 was JCBQ. So I got to ship him a box.
Then Paul. Box 5. All right, let's show this. Let's open.
Okay, this is our last box of the night.
But as far as we know, Paul's here. You heard how to get a hold of me. All right. This is Brian's last box. Last chance at a Wigglewort for the members.
Right. Join the members, and you might win you might get a bonus Wigglewort. An OG
Maybe
Wigglewort.
I'll probably, if nobody wins one, I'll just give one away on my next member stream when whoever's there. So.
You're not going to get one of those Poverty Storm Wiggleworts.
It is almost Thanksgiving, Chris.
You're gonna get the OG high.
And this is this your favorites?
The theme of this box is baits that I absolutely used all season and caught fish on that I haven't used in one of our other streams. So this is all stuff that's new, not new, but new to our box challenge here that I use. Andrew again.
Thank you for your order. Omnia loves you, Andrew.
Aww. Heart emoji.
All right. Number 1. We have a Takahiro 1.5 in CF Flake Redburn Red Craw.
So Lucky Craft 1.5 is still my 100% go-to shallow crank. I love LC15s. That's a color that's a good spring color, obviously. A lot of flake on that thing. If I need a good shallow crank, I'm always going to the Lucky Craft 1.5. It's one of my favorite baits of all time.
They had a really cool bluegill color that was in one of the MTB boxes not too long ago. So it's a good looking bait. I like that.
The hooks break though. The problem is those hooks, I've snapped so many Lucky Craft 1.5 hooks and I have to replace the hooks. The hooks are not great. They do break, but they're okay out of the box for a little while. But when you hook some wood or some pike or whatever, they do snap. Not the best hooks. I have no idea on that front.
We'll come back to that. All right. The SMH Shake My Head Shaky Head.
Yes, those are that's the new shaky head from Z-Man.
B-Lat, Brian Latimer shaky head designed to work with Z-Man plastics.
I used that bait a lot this year, especially in grass from like 10 to 15 feet, like deeper grass. That bait comes through thick grass really well.
Definitely has kind of a recessed eye. It is definitely more of a grass head than a traditional shaky head.
Yes, that thing sucks at dock skipping. Not a dock skipping shaky head. It's terrible. It's not got the shape for skipping, but I was fishing it on my NRX 872. spinning rod in deep grass, and I caught a bunch of largemouth on that thing on grass edges in deeper water. It's a really great like when it's summer and it's hot, you're fishing at offshore grass lines. That is a 100% fish catcher, and it comes through the grass really clean.
Dustin says it's a Shinfuke sneakhead ripoff.
Sneakhead. It's possible. I don't know. I just know that B-Lat fishes a lot of shaky heads, and he designed that head the way he wanted it, and it's effective in grass, especially deeper water. Not the best dock shaky head.
I'm gonna go ahead and just gonna find the pairing for that.
Yep, there's a plastic
pairing in there.
Yep.
The SMH green pumpkin goby worms.
Yep, and that's a color I like too. I threw that exact color on that shaky head. I caught some largemouth. Pairing
6.5 inch 7-pack. This is
So-
a good looking color.
That worm can double as a drop shot worm if you wacky rig it. So you can throw that on the shaky head, but you can also wacky rig that thing on a drop shot and catch them.
Or you could, as a largemouth shaky or a drop shot worm, I think you could just leave it full length.
Oh yeah, totally. But I wacky rigged it, and I caught largemouth just wacky rigging those worms, like on a drop shot. Worked good. Just ordered those.
Patrick said he ordered, and then he ordered that exact color.
It's a good color.
All right, more Z-Man. The Z-Man cross-size power finesse jig.
So that jig I got turned on to in the off season last year, and I picked them up. That jig is fantastic for shallow rock. If you are fishing shallow rock for smallmouth or largemouth, but you got big, jaggy, shallow boulders like on rocky points, and you want to throw up into like 1 to 5 foot of water, that thing does not get hung up. Like you could throw it on a spinning rod. I threw it on like a 7.3 medium heavy spinning rod. You could throw it on a medium baitcaster as well. But that jig is a great rock jig. Smallmouth love that stupid thing.
A 3-power is good for shaky heads and non-exposed jigs for sure, or non-exposed hooks.
I will forever say the 872 NRX is one of
the pairing, the TRD bug for that.
So that plastic is the perfect size to go on the power finesse jig. That power finesse jig has a really small hook. So you want a small plastic. And can I tell you something? I had one TRD bug on that jig, and I probably caught 15 smallmouth, and I never replaced the plastic all day. Like, it just caught them all day long, never changed the plastic.
Good old straight green pumpkin.
Yep. So if you have places where you're like, I want to throw something on shallow rock, but if I throw a football jig, it kind of gets hung up. If you want to drag some rock, that thing is fun.
Perfect Neds.
Yep. That's
1/8 ounce. 2-aught.
I had to throw those in there because I catch so many damn fish on those perfect Ned heads all year long. The best Ned head in the game. By far.
We're on too late. We're not going to debate jigworm versus Ned heads tonight. We talked about that before. Lethal Weapon 2 swim jig.
So I would have liked to include a Super K, but hint, hint, Omnia does not carry Super K. That is my next favorite swim jig that Omnia probably carries.
And this is a little bit lighter wire than a Super K. So now Lethal Weapon does make, I think, a 4, which is beefier like a Super K, but this is more of a fluorocarbon hook.
Yeah.
Sure.
Is that the half? That's a 1/4 ounce, right? Did I get the 1/4?
1/4 ounce.
Okay. So
Silent Killer.
1/4 ounce is my favorite swim jig size. That's the one I throw the most because I like throwing it up shallow and running it over the top of grass. Like I like to get it up over the top. And that white, you can't go wrong. That color works all year.
Roasted turkey is pulled back even at 36% with smoked. It's getting tight.
So there should be a plastic pairing with that swim jig in there.
I would assume we are talking about this little guy.
Yes. The X Zone Finesse. Did you use any of the juniors this year? Those Adrenaline Cod juniors?
I've thrown them on swim jigs. Yep.
Yeah, great swim jig trailer. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty durable. That swim jig with that trailer should definitely work, especially over the top of some grass.
All right.
And then
popping frog, green pumpkin.
we got. I'm surprised this is the first frog appearance all night. I love the Spro. That's my favorite popping frog. I know the Jackal Gavacho is a really good one as well. I like them both, but the Spro is like the one I'm usually throwing on like a tournament day. You know what I mean? Like that's just the proven. And I like that color too. That's like a green pumpkin color, I think.
Yep, I actually have bought a couple of these and used them. It's a good looking color.
Yeah, fish catcher. Can't go wrong with the Spro popping frog.
I actually have these in my cart. I think they're in the aren't they in the discount, or they're in the
Yeah, they're on sale. You turned me on to these, and I found I had one day fishing this year where I had a really hard time figuring out how to attack this certain piece of cover. And I rigged those things up with a really light unpegged Texas rig where I let those things just kind of float around pads. You know what I mean? Like I use a really light Texas rig. I just pitch it into the pads and I just really moved it real slow and kind of let the thing just kind of like meander and kind of float down. And the fish were just all over it. It was so much fun. Like that is a really cool bait.
Yeah, I don't want to open it, but it's kind of a beaver. I don't know if you can kind of see the shape of it. It's a beaver, but it's kind of like it's almost like a biffle bug meets a beaver. You can kind of swim it. You can Texas rig it, fish it on a jig.
Yeah, and it's just a really great Texas rig around cover. I caught a lot of largemouth with that bait this last year. It's just a fun bait to use, especially if you want something that falls slow and has some action as it kind of goes down. It's the swimming mama, right?
Yeah, it's a swimming mama.
Yeah, the Yum swimming mama.
Let me try to pull it up here quick. People are asking about it, and because of that color, you really just can't see them in the bag here.
Yeah, and also Omnia didn't have a ton of colors in stock, so that's just the one I got that they had in stock. Shout out to Omnia. You need to restock some swimming mamas because like the good colors are not available at the moment. I have alerts set up. But yeah, it's a really good light Texas rig bait. Like if you don't want to throw something heavy and punch, you want
actually my buddy
like
Kevin Rue, who's a river rat in lacrosse, turned me on to these.
They're legit. That's a good bait, and they're really durable. I caught a bunch of fish on a whole package, right? Like
that's the color that you're getting there, the South African special.
Yeah, it has really good fall action, super durable. It's a fun bait. Yeah, that's the color Confusion is the one that I was using on my day out on the water where I caught a bunch.
$10.99. That's a good color when they have it for sure.
Yeah. So if you fish a lot of light Texas rigs and you want something that has a really good fall and a good action when it falls, Swimming Mama is legit.
All right. Last but not least, Robo Nedworm and Morning Dawn.
I caught the
perfect heads.
Yeah, I caught the snot out of fish this year. A lot of big largemouth I caught on that bait. I don't know what it is about the RoboWorm Neds. They absolutely catch fish. They are terrible as far as durability. They're like you catch 2 fish on them, they shred. They're so salted. Like they have so much salt. And that color, that Morning Dawn, is just that works. I caught a whole bunch of fish on that Morning Dawn RoboWorms on the net head.
I tried these a few times, didn't get bit on them, and I think I literally gave these to Bill, who's on the screen right now. So like,
I love them. I've had a really.
I think he catches on them too, but I was like, I lost confidence in them. Just take them. They're taking up space.
They work for me. I like them on. I actually did really well with them on dirtier water, like some nastier, kind of scummy farm runoff lakes where the water's kind of pea green and kind of gross. That's where that Morning Dawn, I caught them pretty good on those. You know what I'm talking about? We get those farm runoff lakes with all the algae. Yeah. That Morning Dawn color worked pretty good.
Bill agrees with you.
I like them. I've caught a lot of, but the problem is you go through if you're on a good Ned rig bite and they're eating it, you're going to go through a whole package by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They do not last very long.
You know, the one thing, the Ned Zone bait, I actually found that I could flip them around when I wore out the head. I could flip them around and rig them the other way and catch them.
Yeah.
So recap: Robo Worms, Ned Robo, Lethal Weapon,
Swim Jig,
X-Zone, Adrenaline, Swimming Mamas, Like these kind of pair, right? When you're flipping and frogging, these actually flip. Those pair well.
Those 2 rods right there. Have those 2 rigged up and you're good to go.
And then so these Ned heads would have went with your Morning Dawn Robo Neds.
That's my favorite size and weight, the 1/8.
That's your little finesse cross setup.
Those are legit in rocks. If you fish rocks, those are awesome.
And then you've got your shaky head setup because you're a big D-lat guy.
Yep, deep grass bait. Yeah, those are like
cool square bill.
The bread and butter square bill. Those are just like the baits that I kind of have tied on my deck most of the time.
And somebody's gonna get this Crush 100X in there.
All right.
Bonus square bill. Let's get this set up here.
Do people? What you guys? Is this box good? These are just baits that I throw on a day-to-day basis. That like, I caught.
Is there no JDM in there?
Nope. Not really. People go, "Oh, Mr. JDM guy." Those are the baits I throw most of the time. they're not expensive JDM baits.
Box number 4.
All right. I think all our boxes are pretty awesome. I think we did good.
This box will catch them anywhere.
Dang right. I will say I don't like telling everybody about these power finesse jigs from Z-Man because they tend to sell out and then you can't get them. Because they're not like, I don't think places keep big stock of them because they're kind of niche.
Amy's Christmas shopping for TK.
Is she his wife?
Yep.
Oh, I did not know that. Awesome. Shout out to Amy and TK.
And Amy actually prints a lot. She does all the printing of their shirts and all that kind of stuff. So
sweet. Well, shout out to Tackle Craft.
And the Christmas tree.
The Christmas tree crank. That thing's pretty sweet.
Tomorrow for 21 minutes. It is only 11:21 here.
Yeah, we got a few more minutes. How long have we been doing this? How long is this stream?
2 hours and 51 minutes.
Oh my God, we're longer than a movie now. Holy sorry, everybody. You could have watched Lord of the Rings in the time it took to go through these boxes.
So actually, the one time I had TK on, we started at 8 and we went till after midnight. We went 4 hours and 15 minutes just talking random bass fishing. That's
an Iron Man stream there. I gotta say, shout out to everybody who's hung around this long. It seems like we've been maintaining about 200 people watching this since we started. So people are hanging out with us. That's awesome.
I've had good luck flipping BFEs.
Yeah, BFEs are good. They're pretty durable. They flip and come through cover really nice. I have nothing bad to say about them. They're basically a crod tube with a little extra junk on the trunk on the back.
I guess I have not fished the Gavacho frogs, but in general, if I'm in super heavy cover, I don't typically tweak the frogs, but if I'm in sparse covers, I will typically tweak the hooks ever so a bit, especially in tournaments.
I have used the Gavacho for a few years, and it's one of the frogs where you can take it right out of the box and throw it. You don't have to mess with the skirts. You don't have to mess with the hooks. Like, it's just out of the box, good to go. Like, you don't have to. I mean, you can. If you want to bend them out, go ahead, but I find just tying it on and going is pretty much fine. We're almost putting Thomas to sleep. Thomas, go to sleep. Thomas, go to bed.
182. We've dropped below 200.
Hey, I can't believe people have made it this far. This is awesome. You guys are the true MVPs.
Yeah, you can never go wrong with flipping a super bug D-bomb. That's for sure.
Oh my God! I have bags of super bug D-bombs that I use all the time.
That's one of the few baits that I actually carry the bulk bags in my boat.
Yeah, they don't last very long, but when I'm flipping heavy, like if I'm flipping shallow for like 1 ounce to 1 1/4 ounce, I'm flipping like heavy. The D-bomb's coming out, especially in the super bug. That's my favorite.
I am contemplating doing a Friday night stream. Depends if I go record a podcast somewhere else.
That's awesome.
So we'll see.
Man, Friday night. I'm going to be hopefully getting ready. I got to fly to Las Vegas on Sunday. I'm going to be in Vegas for a week for AWS's tech conference. It's called reInvent. My company is doing a booth, so I got to work booth duty at an AWS tech conference in Vegas for 4 days next week.
Sounds awful.
Hey, I'm getting invited to a whole bunch of steakhouse dinners at night, so I got to work the booth all day long, and at the night I'm going to get hopefully some nice meals. So we'll see.
All right, 111 people in. Last call.
Ooh, D Vang says, "What's my favorite technique for grindstone?" We gotta flag that one real quick. So grindstone, football jig, or that cross-eyed. So that cross-eyed jig that Rich unboxed is one of my favorite baits to throw on grindstone. Basically, grindstone is a heavy crayfish lake, so anything that imitates crayfish is going to get bit. Ned rigs, Carolina rigs, football jig. Just make it look like a crayfish. They'll eat out there. That's my advice.
As little as possible. No, I'm a director at a supply chain and packaging consulting company.
And I work for a IT cloud consulting company that specializes in AWS. So if all things AWS, hit me up. That's what we do.
All right. We're going to draw it. So we're going to finish before we hit 3 hours. And we got 5 minutes and 20 seconds to accomplish that goal.
We can do it. We can do it.
Dennis Kleinbrink. Congrats.
Do you know him?
So,
Dennis,
you are
congrats.
the winner.
Dennis here? Dennis, are you here?
I mean, I assume we've only been drawing for like 3 minutes. So if he entered and left in those 3 minutes, then
oh yeah. God, that's so cool. I can't believe we've gotten like over 150 entrants on each box. That's so cool. We got a lot of tackle junkies out there, man. That's great. Grindstone's Landing is one of the best landings in Northwest Wisconsin. It is literally a beautiful, well-maintained.
Oh,
landing.
Wait a minute. We've got a member that won.
Wigglewarts.
Somebody gets to pick a wigglewort.
Dennis gets the wigglewort. Congrats.
So do you want this blueback, this baby bass,
Ooh,
or this shad pattern OG wigglewort, Dennis? For being a member, you get to pick one of those to go with your box.
I would pick the bluegill one personally, but I'm sure he has his own thoughts and opinions. Is he going to tell us right now? Which one do you want, Dennis? Tell us which wigglewort is your fave.
D Vang says baby bass. It's not his choice. So, he's going baby bass. That's good because I actually got a whole cup full of baby basses over here.
So you can spare a few.
I can spare a baby bass. So it's going in your box. Congratulations, dude. Thanks for being a member.
Heck yeah.
That's
awesome, man.
Awesome.
Well,
so if you know me, Dennis, shoot me a message on Instagram or Facebook or rich@richlinger.com. And we got 3 minutes to wrap this up. If you came in late, feel free to go back, watch the replay. I think we had a lot of fun. There's a lot of stuff that we talked about outside of the actual boxes and the drawings that are well worth it. And or you can listen to it, HellaBass, on your favorite podcast. You can catch the replay on either one of our channels. Check out our Instagrams. Punch is doing a giveaway there soon.
Special shout out to Omnia for supporting us during these unboxings.
Absolutely.
Omnia.
Thanks for Andrew. Special shout out for box number 5.
Absolutely. Thanks, Andrew, for hanging out all night. Yeah. No, this is great. We have so many people. We had so many comments, man. The comments were just flying through. It was hard to read them all. Let's try and.
Actually, let's add one more layer. If you made it this far, whether you're watching it live or in the replay, when I shut this off, leave a comment which box you liked best. And one of those people next week or my next stream, I'll do a live drawing for some of these drastic plastics. They're all throwing me some other stuff. We'll do another giveaway for everybody that made the 3-hour marathon, either live or the replay. Leave a comment which box you liked best, and I will do another giveaway. Raymond, if you want to become a member, right next to subscribe button, depending on the device or your computer, wherever you're watching on, there's a join button. And if you're watching on a mobile, you might have to hide the live chat to see it. So
I need Tony 450 and JCBQ to hit me up for their boxes.
Yeah. So if you won tonight, reach out to one of us. We'll figure it out. So yes, not in the stream chat, but in the video comments is where you'll leave the comment, like an actual video comment, not the live chat. and then I'll draw for them next week.
Awesome.
So that you could be a replay, or as soon as you're done here, refresh it. You'll be able to leave a comment under the video. Beef jerky was in box 4.
That was
Three.
in the
Box
that was in
three.
the box that
Box
JC,
3.
yeah, JCB one, the box with the jerky. I do have some extra jerky. I'll throw some in the other boxes.
All right.
So everybody's gonna get jerky.
So, all right, we got 45 seconds. So, happy Thanksgiving. Happy hunting on Black Friday. Thanks to everybody. This has been lots of fun. This is the season of giving. Expect more as we get towards Christmas. It may not to this, but I will be giving out more giveaways.
And do you want to commit to we should do this again next Thanksgiving?
Absolutely.
Keep it going. You do year 3 next year?
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Sounds
Let's
good.
do it.
Happy holidays. Happy Thanksgiving. See you guys soon. As always, here to help you guys catch more big bass and suck less.